Boom. What's going on, people? Happy Sunday. It is yours truly, Newbie. I just want to thank all the noobs, sophomores, and vets. Not like military, but veterans. I'm the noob. So there's probably some sophomores and some vets in here. Happy what is it? 4 weeks without football. Big news in football. Drew Brees retired. I know you guys aren't here for that, so let's pass it on. Guys, new comic book day, Spec and news. Lots to cover. This is going to be a busy week too. I mean, obviously Wednesday, new comic book day, but then we have Winter Soldier coming. So, a lot of people are probably going to go crazy. So we will address Winter Soldier later on. I hope everybody is ready. I got 2 out of the 4 amigos here. So first up, and just for those of you guys counting, he did show up on time. So let's bring in Mr. Hyper. What's up, man?
What's up? And actually, the bigger news in sports related is not so much whatever his name is, Drew Brees retiring. It's more so that legendary boxer Marvin. I'm not a football fan. Legendary boxer Marvin Hagler actually died. So those of you who are boxing fans, you guys know Marvin Hagler. He beat Roberto Duran and some other notable boxers. So yeah, he passed. So rest in peace. Huge boxing fan. So yeah, rest in peace. I actually just finished watching, I think it was last week, the Brandon Lee fight against Samuel T or whatever. Man, it was crazy. But yeah, boxing is like the Fantastic Four to me, okay? That's just how it is. Believe it or not, I like Formula One and boxing. And like my girlfriend thinks I'm weird because like Formula One isn't a sport according to her. So But hey, it is what it is. I mean, you're literally just sitting in a car and you're just
no, that's I don't want to get the chat going, but like that's NASCAR. Formula One, at least you got like turns and like, stuff like that. But we'll see. Hey, everyone's entitled to their own thing. Everybody can like their own thing. So it is what it is. Let's bring in our 33% that's missing here, Mr. FaceTime. What's going on, man?
Oh, what's going on, bro? This guy gets a fucking haircut and he's way too happy.
I know.
So finally, hey, at least somebody like recognized, man. I've been, outside of my girlfriend, I don't think anybody's noticed, but
I gave you props.
There's a whole lot of perky going on right now. So
hold up. I gave you props for your haircut. Not today, but I gave it to you before.
Yeah. So we got, let's be real. New comic book day this Wednesday. If nobody else will say it, I will say it. It is a pretty shit, and I don't mean to offend any writers, artists, whatever.
It's just shit. It's light, and not I'm sure there's going to be plenty of good comics to come out, obviously, but there's nothing real big as far as storylines going on, or nothing big really happening this week in comics, and it's rare that we get to say that anymore.
Back-to-back weeks, really, right? Because last week, kind of the same situation. But again, I always have to remind people, do what you want with your money, but just keep in mind, there's always next week. There's always 2 weeks from now. I know a lot of us have April, May circled on our calendars just because there is a lot of goodies coming in April and May. So, sometimes it's okay. You don't have to buy just to leave a store without. I've left plenty of stores with nothing, and they still welcome me with open arms the next time I'm there. So don't ever feel pressure. Just keep that in mind. Always know what's coming the next week. So just keep it in the back of your minds, people.
You know what I say, right? I was going to say that if it's a lighter week for New Comic Book Day, that just means more of your budget can go to those back issue funds.
Right, exactly.
Yep.
And this is pretty typical around this time of year too, because they're all getting ready to set up for their big summer events and everything like that, which are obviously going to cost us all a fortune. So
I know in the U.S. like Jersey, some places in New York, I've heard even Iowa. I think somebody had said in like the Washington State area, like some stuff is opening up. I know in Jersey there is. In Florida, there was some stuff, so, slowly but surely things are opening up. So, one day soon, rather, we're probably going to have a show on, what the market is going to look like after that, because once things start opening, like these prices, the bubble, everything like that, it's just going to change. And, if you think it's not, I mean, okay. But things always change. So just keep that in mind.
Well,
I'm just glad that gyms are opening on
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah. All right. Well, before we get started, let's go right into the chat. We've got Dan. There was a comment from a Cherry Heights that said first time. I saw it too, but I don't know where it is now. So welcome, Cherry, if you're watching. Dan, thank you so much. Sam, always our eBay guy. When I do my spec, he always has the eBay stuff ready to go. So I much appreciate that, brother. Renos, my Niagara brother. Magic Lasso. If you guys haven't already checked Lasso out, he just did a show with Justin. No Good Comics. It was on Saturday, 2:00 Eastern time. So go, make sure you guys go check that out, because you'll get to know Lasso a little bit better. Sith Lordy, what is going on? Big news. Whoa, where are those sirens coming from? Where are the sirens coming from?
Wait, is there an issue with my internet? Did something just happen?
I think so.
Yeah, you just glitched out or something.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell just happened.
Wait, me
Where's
or
siren? And then you
Yeah, there
disappeared
were
for a second.
sirens, and then you just left.
I disappeared?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was something with your connection. My bad.
No,
Hold on,
no,
wait.
that's-
Keep doing
You
your thing.
disappeared on my end.
Yeah, no
let
worries.
me just go. Let me just go in and out. I'll come back. Hold on.
Sith, what's going on, man? You guys already know Sith. Spine Ticks every Saturday, 11 p.m. And then they're doing their thing Wednesdays. I know it's New Comic Book Day, but they're doing their card thing. So make sure you guys go check them out. They're killing it. I'm learning so much from him. I got to stop by and get on the show eventually. So big shout outs to Sith.
And hold up. Sith is older than me.
His advanced age. That's why he's got the blue pill.
Sith is older than me, so I don't know what he's bragging about, and he's my uncle. I'm the nephew in this dynamic.
Star Wars Fiend, what's going on, man? Bricks. Oh man, we got there's a lot of people in here, so thank you so much. Pure, yes. All right, so I will catch more people as they come. Some people just like to watch; they don't really like to talk, so it's all good. So let's get started. And actually, Sith, you let me know. But I got some news with Sith coming. So Sith, you let me know if I can drop the information. If not, you do your thing. I will say that on, Tuesday we're going 9:30 as usual. We got we changed it up. We were gonna do Cosmic Spec. We're gonna move that to next month. We're gonna be doing Winter Soldier and Falcon Spec just before, the show kicks off on Friday. Thursday. What's that?
So that makes some kind of sense.
Yeah, I totally forgot. I didn't even think about it.
Right.
And
neither did I.
Yeah. So, just giving you a last little stack of books to basically be on the lookout for. I know a lot of people like Pressable Defects and things like that put information out, great information out there. So, maybe we'll add to that. Maybe we'll, put some new stuff out there. But yeah, definitely want to tackle that before the show. Thursday, I'm going to be on Team Nerd Herd. Hyper, are you going to be on Team Nerd Herd on Thursday? Yeah, so me and Hyper are going to be on Team Nerd Herd on Thursday. So it's going to be a busy YouTube week for me. And then Saturday at 11 p.m., boys and girls, yours truly will be on Spine Ticks. Now, I'm waiting for the check to clear, and then I'll announce it. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, I'm going to be on Spine Ticks. Probably going to kick it. I can't kick it for 6-7 hours like they normally do, but I'm going to be kicking it for a while with them. So I feel
you're fucking lightweight.
I feel humbled that they asked me. So I had to say yes. It's a great show, great guys. So they're definitely going to be on Spine Ticks. So yeah, guys, you guys are going to get Newbie tonight, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. So please don't get bored of me.
Tomorrow I'll be on the Cranky Canadian.
Yes, and I was gonna wait to the end, but yeah. So Hyper is gonna be on 3 Men in the Basement, Cranky Canadian tomorrow. So make sure, you guys go support Raj and go support our man Hyper.
I'm already bored of both motherfuckers, so I'm not doing shit this week.
Newbie all the time. Yeah, it is what it is. Are you bringing the crew? I don't know. I got to talk to Keys. Face, you want to hop on Spine Ticks?
What day is it? Thursday?
Saturday, man. Don't offend me.
Saturday. Oh shit. I work. Work, bro.
Okay, and then Hyper. I don't know if you are or aren't, so we will we'll wait.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking these last few weeks where I haven't been made a meme yet. So we'll see how.
Fix that.
It's been a very peaceful few weeks for me, so
yeah.
I'm trying to enjoy.
Dude, I'm actually worried, man, because
this is why I listen
once, and then there's like 5 clips made out of you, and he's gonna use. So I just I'm gonna be very careful on how I do stuff. But
you might have to take one for the team.
Yeah, probably. And you know me with my Spanish and all that stuff, man. It's just
I'm gonna have to catch this at work.
All right, guys. So let's get started. Let's get into New Comic Book Day. I do want to give a few shout outs before we do. Star Wars Fiend, that is not a bad deal at all. We will touch base on Ultimate Fallout in the news side. We can talk about it. Again, it's going to be a very light New Comic Book Day, so I think we're going to, kind of go through a little bit of that information a little quick, and then we can start talking about some of this stuff. So I will say yes to that. So congrats on that, man. That book just exploded the last couple of days. Fantastic Girl. How's it going? All right. Before we go, usually I have everything ready to go, but I came like last minute because of work. I don't have some of the slides up from my email. So just a big shout out to Big B Comics. You guys know I rep the one in Niagara. They got 3 stores. I always post it. My presser, my cleaner, Bleecker Street Comics. What is going on? Big things for him. He just opened a booth up at the flea market. He's got about 2,000-3,000 comics he's going to be doing. If you guys don't believe me, he pressed my Thor 165. He just posted pictures. He just pressed an amazing Spider-Man 129. So just keep that in mind. That's he
You
pressed
have an ASM 129?
No, not mine.
Oh, okay. Like you just casually just kind of mentioned it. I was like, okay.
No, he just did. So yeah, so big shout outs to him. I normally have my slides, guys, but I just forgot the sponsor ones. Who else we got? We got Shape Skate, contact Deke if you need a logo, if you need an intro song, whatever you guys need, contact him. And then we had Mutant Beaver Comics. Use Newbie 10% off. They got tons of books. They ship to the US, Antarctica, wherever they ship. All right.
Okay. Did you mention Bird City?
Bird City. Go check them out on Instagram. I do have all my slides for everything else, the spec and stuff. I just these ones, which I should have these ones ready to go. I did not, so that's bad. That's my bad. I know
man just volunteered them to ship to fucking Antarctica.
Hey, you
know what the rate on that's gotta be? They're gonna charge your ass for that.
Hey man, there's people that just ship worldwide. So, all right.
I hope there is, and you get that bill. I want to see it.
Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. New Comic Book Day. So if you're new to the channel, this is how we do things. We do New Comic Book Day, comic news, and then comic spec. We have some fun. Hopefully I don't butcher any names. And yeah, let's get it on. Let's get it on.
No, don't do that.
Boom, 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 boom.
Don't ruin that for people.
All right, guys. So we're starting off with Image Head Looper number 15. We got 2 covers here. Again, you guys hear me say this quite a
And we're off to the races. It's Head Lopper.
First one.
Head Lopper.
First one.
I'm just right here. So Head Lopper. What did I say? Looper? Man.
Looper, yeah.
God damn.
Innocent mistake. It's an innocent mistake.
Lopper, you guys hear me say this all the time. Sometimes I don't remember talking about the previous issues. This one, I don't remember talking about any issue before this.
Well, none of us are really on the series.
Yeah, right?
So,
like maybe it's just one of those quick passes, but yeah, just I don't know.
Invincible, the Amazon, what is it? The Amazon Prime Video Edition. Obviously, we've known for quite a bit. Amazon is going to have a show. I was never really big on this character. I just remember his first appearance being like a $4,000 book at some point, and I just thought, how, why, like this is crazy. But yeah, so we're getting a lot more of the Invincible stuff coming out. When is the show supposed to drop? Do we know?
I'm not sure exactly. When it's supposed to
March 26th is right there on the description.
drop. Is it?
For the
Well, shit.
Oh, okay. Wow. Shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, somebody went to high school, fucking knows how to read.
Somebody just opened their eyes.
Jesus. What are you trying to say, man? What are you trying to say? Philly Bourne's in the house. Tim, what's going on? Man, so many people.
Invincible's been a pretty good series and everything like that, but I think there's been a shitload of these first issue reprints that have come out lately. There was a free comic book day one, and then like
I got 2 of those. I'm holding on to them for that, like you never know, the just in case thing. But yeah, there's so many of them.
Yeah, there was some foil edition came out or some shit.
If Sam is still in here, he might be able to give it to us unless you guys are on it. But like, what is that first appearance going for? Is it still up in that like 4,000 to 5,000 range still, or no?
I mean,
I'm not sure if it's that high, but it's pretty high.
I know my LCS recently did a claim sale for that. They were charging for a raw copy. I think they were charging about $500 Canadian, which I think is on the lower end. But again, it's a raw copy.
Yeah, if that's in good condition, it was probably a steal.
Yeah.
All right, so we got that one there. Excuse me. We got Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl number 5. This is the end of the storyline. We got 3 covers. I believe, Face, you were picking this up, no?
Oh, I gotta mention something. Sorry. It's just something about Invincible that just hit my mind because Brix is in the chat. I was actually speaking to Brix about this issue. He has issue 1 somewhere in his place. He just can't find it.
Oh wow.
He has it. Apparently, I think he's come to the realization it actually might be lost.
Oh
So,
no!
That's not an issue that you want to just,
Damn, man. Ooh,
yeah, gotta dig that one.
Yeah. Ooh. Yikes.
On Kick-Ass versus Hit Girl, I picked up the first issue, and it really just didn't grab me, so I didn't continue on with the series. It was one of those ones that I kind of dropped because I pull enough shit as it is.
Yeah. Hey, makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Why do you do this?
Hey,
yeah,
man, I felt your pain when I was talking to you, so I'm just sharing your pain to the world.
Jeez. This one might
you just break that scab off.
This one might be one that a few people pick up. It's Noctera number 1. It's the glow in the dark variant. It says not final art, so like, what are we supposed to take from that? I mean, seeing that it's like what 3 days before.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of. You would think they would have the final art in there by this point, but whatever. I mean, yeah, no, I'll try and grab this if I can find it. Noctera was a great read, first issue.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, when the first one came out, wasn't there like 4 or 5 covers too? Like there was a bunch, no?
There was a shit ton, like all the store exclusives and everything else.
So it's just kind of interesting that they only have like the one.
For gamers, I don't know if any. I mean, Face, you're not really much of a PS gamer, right? Didn't because Noctera didn't it kind of give you like that Last of Us vibe a bit?
Well, yeah, actually, it kind of did, to be honest.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I don't want to spoil it, but I just kind of had that vibe when I was reading that book.
Like it was weird. I was trying to explain it to someone, and I was thinking like along the lines of like Pitch Black, sort of crossed with like I don't know, like The Walking Dead or some shit.
Yeah. Yes. Very much so.
We've got Radiant Black number 2 coming out. We got what? How many covers here? We got 1, 2. Oh, only 2. Only 2 that we see. But I'm assuming that there might be a few other ones.
I don't think I haven't really heard anything about any ratios for this one though. I know issue 1 had several ratios and store exclusives. I don't know about issue 2.
There
There was
probably
a-
is. I think
there
there
was
is a 125 or something like that, I believe.
I can check. I did go in to a store that I had never been to. I think this is the cover B, and it being 9. Shoot, what do I do here? 10.
Add 1.
Okay, yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay, that's
That's
very
actually pretty
similar to
nice.
issue 1.
Yeah, that's actually really nice. Wow, and that's it. There's only the 1 in 25. Like, there's no 1 in 50 or anything like that.
Well, you can check. I'm not sure if there is or not.
Usually, I with image series, I usually find that they go big on those issue 1s, and then they kind of taper off with the ratios on the later issues.
Yeah, it seems like they just like the 1 in 25s after that.
Yeah.
There's a sick 1 in 25 for issue 2. Yeah.
So I'll definitely grab that.
There's a 1.
I enjoyed the first issue.
Yeah, I
wanna
didn't
see
see
where
the first one.
this goes. So, I'm gonna definitely pick up the second issue, and I'm definitely gonna grab that ratio.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Did you already like pre-order it, or like are you walking into the store that day hoping to get it?
I'll call him tomorrow and grab it.
Shoot, man. I know for like Something Is Killing the Children 16, like me and Keys, we had to we had to talk to one of our guys, well, Big B Comics. We had to talk to them like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, something like that, just so
for issue 16.
Yeah. So we are getting the 1 in 25 and the 1 in 50 for that.
I just called every store in the area and
Same.
bought.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just went ahead, made offers on them and locked it in. So
we got a pretty good deal on them. We got a really good deal on both of them. So, I pulled the trigger. I was like, yep. I even offered to pay for them right away. I was like, I can give you the money right now if you want. Like,
have you seen the pre-sale prices for those on eBay? They're already like the 1 in 50 alone, I think, is selling for like $100.
yeah, that prison, man.
Oh my gosh, man. The price I got 2 cover A, 2 cover B, the 1 in 25 and the 1 in 50. And I've spent more than maybe $57.
And that's the thing. I mean, I find that if you can, and this is also just for the chat to if you know a ratio you're getting, call your store up and ask them ahead of time before the market gets in on it. Because if you can lock in a price, unless your store is shady and they kind of back out of their word, but if you're able to lock in a price before these ratios come out, you might be able to beat the market, because once these books come out, the prices kind of fluctuate all over the place. So
I don't know what I'm gonna do when I get them. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna send them off to CGC right away, or if I'm just gonna hold, or if I'm gonna flip. I don't know what I'm gonna do, to be honest with you.
I'd absolutely send the prison right away.
You what? Sorry.
I would absolutely send the prison right away for sure.
The cover B or the 1 in 50?
1 in 50.
1 in 50. I just get worried about whenever it's Diamond that's shipping these books, because I'd hate for that 1 in 50 to be a victim of bad shipping. So
yeah, but I mean, the thing is though, on these Something Is Killing the Children issues, especially like the high ratios and everything like that. I mean, yeah, you always run that risk on not getting a perfect copy. But even if you don't, there's so many people out there that want these issues and everything like that. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with getting like a 9.2, a 9.4. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah. I'm not so much of a grade snob. I have every issue.
I'm gonna take them from the shop, send them in my presser, and then possibly send them to CGC. Unless I get like a lucrative, like somebody offering me like $500 for it, then I'll be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, clearly you like it more than me. Take it.
There's almost no offer that anybody could make me within the next 3 months to sell that book.
Yeah, and honestly, you're probably gonna get.
Have you seen the fucking prices on this series?
No, but I almost have a feeling, just like every other of these hot issues, those spikes are going to come during that first week where everyone's chasing their LCS, they can't find it, and then they're willing to pay whatever and whenever.
Especially if I got both too, right? Like, because essentially I could just put cover A, cover B, a 1 in 25, and a 1 in 50. Send it off as a set. Like here's the 4 books, boom, right? Or I could just sell the 1 in 25 and 150 together and keep them, right? But you know, it is what it is.
The only risk you run though is when you start waiting like week 2, week 3, when more copies start flooding the market, and then prices start to get a bit more normalized. But
you know, you would think that, and everybody thought that shit was going to happen on issue 11, and then issue 12, and every issue since then. But the thing is, like, as much as people talk about Something Is Killing the Children on these YouTube channels, and you see them on the fucking top 10 list and everything like that, this series has still not really hit the mainstream at all.
No, I don't think so. No,
not yet.
And you know, when it does, Newbie's a fucking great
that night,
you know, like, when it does, I mean, it's gonna blow up even more than it did now, you know, already. So like I said, there's really nothing that could make me even interested in selling any of my Something Is Killing the Children issues within like the next 3 months.
Yeah.
Not that there's gonna be anything, you know, concrete announced. It's just because the prices on these issues just keep going up so much as it does get bigger, and it's like I said, it hasn't even hit the mainstream yet. When it does, regardless of any announcements about a series or anything like that, once it starts hitting mainstream and everything like that, you're still going to see prices go up because it is such a good series.
Big shout outs to Ultra, by the way. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
He's just joining us. Mel V, Mr. Real Money, and Ultra were both on Spine Ticks on Saturday, which surprised me. I was like, wait, what?
I think it was her first. I think it was Mel V's first time, I think.
Yeah. So dope. Go check them out. You guys already know all the good things I say about Ultra and Mel V. So make sure you guys go check them out. Drunken Chat on Fridays at 12:30. Sometimes it starts at 1. Who knows? And then Ultra does. He's got his own channel, but he does the Matrix on Wednesday on Tales from the Flip Side. So make sure you guys go tune into those guys. Yeah, I was just gonna mention this before we move on. Tim, I believe Tim is Canadian, and yeah, just like I was telling you guys, right? Like, and everybody in the chat, when I send my books, like, they basically tell me, like, hey man, you're gonna be waiting 4 to 5 months. Like, that is where they are right now, and I'm not gonna pay extra just to get the, to get the books back. Like, if it comes to me in 4 months, if it comes to me in 6 months, 3 months, it's all the same realistically, man. Like, and sometimes you just forget that you sent certain books, so you're like, oh shoot, yeah, nice.
I mean, it really depends what you're. Sorry, first what? No, go ahead. I was gonna say it really depends what your intent is. I mean, certain books, people want that book to come in ASAP, because if it's like a hot book, they're afraid that book might drop in value once CGC, grades it, and by the time a few months pass. That's why they sometimes do the fast track option. But if it's a book that, obviously, has a certain value already sustained, then you don't mind waiting 4 or 5 months. But those hot books and especially those store exclusives that, increase in price, those are the ones that people probably want, sooner than later.
Yeah, now that's where I'm different. Like, you motherfuckers with your grade snobbery and everything like that. I'm okay if I come back and get a 9.4 or 9.6. Like, I'll be okay with it,
It's not so much what you're
fast-track everything.
It's not so much what you're comfortable with. It's what the market is comfortable paying. I mean, it's if it's for your PC, obviously it's different.
Like, and you think it's only going to be hot. Like, let's be real. The way the market is right now in the past year it's ridiculous with pricing, with what's hot, and we have that. I always bring in that sports thing, right? When like players get traded or coaches get fired, what have you done for me lately, or what's next? With the mentality of like, everybody is so hung up, myself included, we're so hung up on like 1 or 2 books this week. And then next week comes and we just forget about those ones and we go to the next one. So it also depends on like, okay, you want to do your best to grab certain books. And especially if you're from like the flipping and the investing side, you have to take advantage of those. So like you have to keep in mind, like, okay, if I send this book to CGC and it's going to take 5 months to send, am I going to, especially if I'm getting it for a profit, does it really make sense for me to send it and it take 5 months? Because I might be losing money.
Well, that's
when
the
it
thing,
comes back, right? And I've seen that happen to so many people, right? They're like, oh man, I sent like 10 copies of this because I thought it was going to be hot. Then they get it like 4 or 5 months later.
My Venom and Virus books, if we just as an example.
Yeah. So
I just
It is
don't
what
like
it
having
is.
the book outside of my possession that long. So I fast track everything.
yeah.
It doesn't matter. But I'm not, again, I don't really I don't buy a whole lot to resell or anything like that either.
Mhm.
So
Man, I wish, like, I've heard so many stories. I know a guy who lives in Sarasota, and he just drops his books off. He tells me all the time. I'm like, God damn it, man. He's like, yeah, I could do it for you. I'm like, yeah, but it still takes me, like, 2 weeks for my package, maybe more, to get to you anyway. So,
that's still going to cut a lot of time off, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as opposed to 3-4 months through CGC, and
Yeah.
plus you don't have to worry about handling through the post office. Actually, you kind of do if you're sending it to him. Never mind.
Yeah. All right. Enough about CGC. We're going to move on. This one's this one's been up for a while. No one's made a comment. So this is probably a quick pass, but it's ultra mega. Number one.
I'm going to grab it and check it out. It's another kaiju book. I think it's through a Skybound, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but
It is a
check it out.
Skybound book. Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely looks like it's worth picking up and giving a read.
Man, I want to pick this up, but that price tag, it's like, what is it? Isn't it like $8.99 or something?
Yeah, but this is a big ass book, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just that, like, at a time when I'm trying to cut my, and it looks interesting. It might be one of those things. It might be a last minute pickup, but right now I'm kind of it's off the table.
That cover is fucking dope.
Yeah, it's a dope cover.
Yeah.
So we got 1, 2, 3. Then we got Walking Dead number 11. Face, I know you love The Walking Dead. You're picking them up. Are you picking up all 3, or are you just picking up the one?
No, I'm just picking up the reprint of the main cover. I think it's the B cover on these, whatever that is.
Yeah.
This one right here.
The Tony Moore.
Yo, those fucking those second Prince, man, those shits. Oh man, that was a pain in the ass. So I ordered them, right?
Are you talking about the face ones?
Huh?
Are you talking about the ones that are just the face of them, or the second print?
Yeah, it was the face, the second print one of these. So I ordered them online, and I ordered them all through the same company, and I guess something happened that one of them was fucked up, and they couldn't fill the order for whatever reason. So I had to scramble trying to find one, the one issue on comic book day, and it was just it just happened that one of the stores near me managed to grab a few copies of them and still had them when I got there.
Wow.
Crazy, man.
So wait, you have the full set?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Thankfully.
I really wish they would have spread that out over a few weeks, like I told you.
I know, right? Yeah, I really.
Yeah, we talked about that many times.
Yeah.
The sole book for Dark Horse this week is Orphan and 5 Beasts number 1. Very short series. It's only going to be 4 issues. I've been hearing a lot of good things about this. However, I am not sold on it just yet. We haven't really had time to discuss or talk about this book, in our chats or backstage. But what are your thoughts on the book?
I'll grab a copy and check it out.
Uh,
Other than that, I don't know. I mean, I'm not. Man, Dark
Is
Horse.
it a $1,000 book? No, I'm not saying that. Is it Something Is Killing the Children? No, I'm not saying that either. And that's not what the people that were telling me the information was. But, I did have a lot of people, and from what I was reading, just kind of say like, hey, don't forget to pick this one up. But to be honest, I haven't really, it wasn't like a
new series.
amount of people saying that, right?
It's a new series. Could be good. I mean, who knows? I'll pick up the first issue, check it out. If I don't like it, I'll drop it.
Yeah. I mean, there's only 4 issues, so I mean, it's
right.
gonna be in and out really quick. So, all right, IDW here. We got a G.I. Joe Castle Fall cover A.
I think that's all Face. This is going to be
this is all Face. Face is the G.I. Joe Walking Dead Transformers guy.
Yeah, previews had me looking like a fucking idiot on this a couple weeks ago because they had it in the solicitations as it was coming out on the original release date. They never moved it back. So I went to my LCS looking for it, and they're like, "What? No, we don't have that."
Looks like a solid.
What are you talking about? Yeah, apparently it got pushed back like till now, and finally it's coming out. So
Face, do you normally pick up those ratios for the GI Joes or just the regular covers?
It depends.
That's true.
For GI Joe, I tend to just grab the ratios if I really like them or if I know there's something going on.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I grab the ratios for like the next couple issues because they're introducing a new character. So, you know.
This next book, I'm not hating on it. My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic 95. Usually when I bring this book up, it's usually the Transformer crossover. That is something that people pick up. None of us are picking up My Little Pony. If you are, hey, it is what it is.
This is, I think, Sith Lordly's pick of the week, I think.
Man, get the fuck. Don't do my guy like that, man. Come on. VK, what's going on, man?
There's no Transformers. I don't care.
Hey, look, people were laughing at people picking up that Transformers My Little Pony, and guess what? They came out with some cash. I know people that really took advantage. Not took advantage, but they picked it up, and they were like, "Oh my god, this is worth this." Okay, cool. So it is what it is. I mean, it's on here, so it sells. I always joke with Vampirella and Red Sonja, but I mean, there's a reason why like 664.6 copies of each book is out every Wednesday. It's because these companies believe in those characters and the stories, and there's people buying them, obviously, because if not, there's cheaper firewood out there, right? So,
I mean, there's it's weird because there's a lot of like weird secret gems in comics that people, certain people know about, and like it doesn't seem like the whole comic community has caught on, but they fall into niche groups and people like really make money off them. Like another one that comes to mind right offhand is the fucking Archie comics. Man, anytime you see Betty and Veronica in some skimpy shit, grab that issue. Just grab it, pick it up, put it in a box, forget about it for a couple months, and then look at the prices on it a couple months later, and you'll be glad you did.
Well, but that applies more for the older stuff you're saying, though, right? Not so much the stuff.
I mean, the older stuff for sure, but even the newer stuff, starts to command a premium after a few months. People start looking for it more and more. There's a niche out there that seems to want those issues. So.
We've got Star Trek Year 5. I don't really think that there's a lot of Star Trek fans and the people that tune into us or even us in general.
Be careful. When you start making
Star Trek.
When you start generalizing those fan bases, they usually come out with pitch.
Generalizing. I'm just saying, like, there's not I've never had really deep conversations with anybody who follows us or talks to us. It's just I don't know if they just
because they probably heard you say Darth Vader, so then the conversation stopped right there.
Well, that's fucking Star Wars. Holy shit. I love Star Trek. Fucking morons.
They're both sci-fi.
I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Yeah, like no matter what you want to say, I mean, Star Trek was huge at some point. There's very loyal fans to it. I mean, the show's been around for forever. They've had movies, blah, blah, blah. I'm not comparing. I don't follow Star Trek, Star Wars. You guys know this about me. But I've got respect out there that if anybody is collecting it, hey, here's the book. If we got anything to say about it, let's say it, and that's it, right? Because at the end of the day, I don't want anybody who does collect certain things, want to feel a certain way, like, oh shoot, I can't bring this up because nobody knows I collected or whatever. Like I don't want anybody to feel that way, So it's all about inclusion, right? So
I mean, I just gotta say for that cover, that guy must have a very durable shirt because she's literally grabbing him just by the shirt and it's not tearing off or anything. So that's the only thing I can say about that.
Big Burke in the house. What's going on, man?
So on another note, the fucking B covers on these series have actually been pretty decent, and every now and then they've been worth picking up just because they're pretty cool covers. If you like Star Trek at all,
are these like the photo variants or something?
No, they're like a retro vibe type of
photo. Cover. The photo covers are I don't know.
Newbie,
what?
Newbie, go back to it once.
To what?
Star Trek, man.
Okay, what do you want me to do?
Do the thing to pull up the next cover.
So it's a ratio then?
No, I don't. It's just a V cover.
1 in 10?
Oh, it is a ratio, yeah.
A ratio, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they are usually ratios. They're not always like in this style, but they have like a retro kind of poster vibe to them. Usually, they're actually pretty cool. This one's
No, there you go.
It's a meh for me.
Yeah, it's not a pickup for me. I just, I'm all about inclusion and whatever anybody picks up. If we have information, I want to put it out there for them. So that's all it is. All right, moving on to the other star. We're talking Star Wars Adventures #4. So we got this cover right here, which is the cover A. I mean, I guess you could see that there is a theme going on with this book right now.
It's green.
Well, it's just Chewie, right? It's a big Chewie with like 3 other Chewies, and then it's another Chewie. Like,
oh my God! Are you calling them fucking Chewies? No. Are you calling them Chewies?
No, stop there's only one Chewie. The rest are Wookiees.
Whatever, man. You guys know I don't know this stuff, all right? So just
I'm just watching you.
I hope had 13 fucking unsubs for sure.
Star Wars theme probably is just like, you know what? I've heard enough. Unsubscribe.
Probably just got a heart attack and he's passed out on the floor after this.
Oh, and he is right for it because that was painful.
Hey, I'm just, I'm going up to bat.
He said 1 Chewie, 2 Chewies. Oh man.
I'm just. Look, it's not a big. Obviously, it's not a big deal, but I'm pretty sure some of the Star Wars fans.
Oh, that'll probably be my clip on this show right there, right? Like that. That's probably.
It better be.
You lost Star Wars. You lost me at Star Trek.
Yeah. Oh, my heart hurts right now. I think I'm having an aneurysm.
Oh man, what? Tony Stark doesn't have an armor string. No, oh man. Nah, Sith is cool, man. Sith is cool. Come on.
Sith is unconscious.
So we got what?
Lady Sith Lordly is calling an ambulance for him.
So we got
it's all bad.
We got 2 covers here.
There's definitely an incentive.
Yeah, there's probably. I'm trying to think.
Yeah.
Though. Which one did I go?
Well, let's see how many Chewies are on the fucking incentive.
Now I can't get it out of my head.
Like, I know, right?
1 Chewie, and then I thought he was gonna say, and then the rest are Wookiees, but he just kept going.
I know. I was just, you know what? When he said the 1 Chewie, the 1 Chewie, I was just gonna let it slide. I was like, oh man, you know what? I'm just gonna let it go. I don't need.
Man, you guys are on the team.
We already know.
We're supposed to protect one another. Now Sith is probably. He's probably
There was
already
no protecting
that. He's like, I'm already a clip. This is already going to be on the show on Saturday. I already know it. So the 1 in, what is it? The 1 in 10? Yeah. So the 1 in 10 is just black and white. Yeah.
it's got so
we're done with this one. We are moving on. We're forgetting this. Hyper, let me know what I need to know about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles ongoing 115.
You should be buying it and fucking reading it. That's what Hyper should be telling you.
Yes. Stories is a continuation of the arc where future Lita meets the present Turtles, and it looks like in this issue we're gonna see Bebop and Rocksteady square up against Razor and Toka, which it's funny because Bebop and Rocksteady, you guys know, are from the animated series, and Razor and Toka are from the movie, like the movie verse of TMNT. So it's going to be the first time that these two are apparently going to collide. So I'm, you know me, I'm going to be picking up both cover A and B. The 1 in 10 this week, I'm not too thrilled about, but I'm still going to be picking up anyways. It's not the best looking 1 in 10.
I'm in the same boat. I'm in the same boat with you, Hyper. I got the A and the B, and I'm cool with it. I locked down the 1 in 10, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah, it's.
I mean,
it's just the collector in me. I just end up, because it's a 1 in 10. It's not like a 1 in 25. For me, a 1 in 10 is not. Oh, it says item not found. Okay,
yeah, it's saying it's not showing up. So
yeah.
Wait, what?
I think out of like the teenage, and like I know this is your thing, so like I'm more asking. I'm not like making a statement.
No, dude. Speak freely, man. This is a safe zone.
Oh well, I did with the Chewy stuff, and I just
no, it ain't.
Destroyed. So now I'm like, oh shoot, okay. But I really do think that, and I think me and Face were talking about this actually like weeks ago when we knew that it was coming out. And I think we talked about it with you. But this one right here, the Last Ronin director's cut.
Director's cut, yeah.
The only thing that
that gets me, like is off-putting is the fact that it's like almost a $14 book, Canadian, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what kills me.
And the fact that we've already had three, like a second and a third print of issue 1. So this essentially almost is, you could almost consider this almost like a fourth print. I mean, obviously it'll have extra material in it.
Is it four?
No, I'm just saying it's like an unofficial.
Yeah.
Because it basically it's like it's the same issue 1, but they're just going to have added content on this issue. I'll be picking this up just because I'm a completionist with the TMNT stuff.
Yeah.
But I totally see your point, how that $10.99 USD price tag obviously doesn't translate very well for us Canadians. But and this is why I gotta be picky with what I'm picking. What?
Eddie's mullet. I don't even remember the last time I had like 5 loonies in my possession, man. I don't know if there's too many Canadians going around with 14 loonies, but that's the thing, right? Like, you and I get it, but like, 14, maybe $15 if I got the conversion rate, depending on what it does, right? Like the market changes every day.
14.15, yeah.
Let's call it 14.50. I mean, if you wanted to get 2 copies, one for the PC and then one a reader, I mean, that's almost like $30 just on this. Like it's
And unfortunately, that's going to be my position. I'm probably going to be grabbing 2 of these for that very same reason. One, because you saw those books, right? Those square bound books. Like once you fold them, you get that crease in them. So I'll be grabbing, just like the other prints, I've always been grabbing at least 2 copies.
So the last one was $8.99, and this one's $10.99.
Yeah, I'm guessing they're accounting for the fact that there's going to be extra content in this issue.
Is the African one worth anything? Like,
isn't it still holding around the same value, like around that $50 to $60 range?
Wow, that's pretty good actually.
But I think I told you this before, right? I think your ash can will probably get more of an increased value once the series is done and once people look back, and like if the series ends up going out with a whimper, it might be a different story. But if it sustains the same momentum it had for the first 2 issues throughout, I think your ash can will actually probably go up in value.
Last collection show I went with over a year ago. Yeah. Eddie's mullet saying, I haven't been to Canada in about 20 years. Used to get drunk up in Winnipeg when I was 18. Man, everybody in Winnipeg is getting drunk. That's all they do. I have a sister-in-law that lives out there, and it's not the greatest city in the world, but they have a hockey team, so counts for something. All right, we've got
4 more unsubs for Newbie.
What's that?
Everybody from Winnipeg. I said 4 more unsubs for Newbie. Everybody from Winnipeg.
No, hey, come on, man. Transformers Back to the Future #3. We're coming to the end of this. So we got one more. Face, this is more up your alley, so I really don't have a lot to say here.
I mean, it's been a fun series, and it's a good read, but it involves some pretty heavy time travel, obviously, when you're talking about Back to the Future and everything. So it's not one of those things that's really going to have like huge effects on continuity. They did introduce a cool new Transformer in Gigawatt in this series, but it's hard to see him translating over into anything in like the actual series, or anything animated or anything like that, because his powers kind of give him too much of an advantage. So
Face, wasn't that toy that you just mentioned, wasn't that a Walmart exclusive or something like that?
Yeah, they did do something where they initially released it as an exclusive. I'm not sure what they're doing with those, to be honest, because there's a few of them now that they initially released them as like certain exclusives, and then I don't know if it's like the exact same version, but there's been re-releases of them since. Like there was one that they did for Ecto 1 that's seen a re-release now, I think.
Oh, Ghostbusters.
Yeah, and I believe that the X-Men, the SR1 Blackbird is think that just got a release in stores also, and I think it was an exclusive to begin with.
Cool.
So I'm not sure where they're going with those.
Eddie, just to clarify on your comment, yeah, the Winnipeg Jets used to be the team. Then they moved to Phoenix, and then Winnipeg got a team back like 10 years ago. So yeah, when you were here, yeah, they probably only did have the Manitoba Moose, which is their CHL team or WA.
I think the Winnipeg Jets actually were formerly the Atlanta Thrashers.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The Winnipeg
I
Jets.
will fight you, dude. No, they were Phoenix. I swear to God, they were Phoenix.
There still is a Phoenix team, but what happened was Atlanta.
Yeah, and then Winnipeg got an expansion team, and they had to fight. They had to. There was like a lot of legal stuff because they wanted to get back that Winnipeg Jets thing. So yeah,
but
I think he's saying Atlanta moved to Phoenix, right?
The Atlanta team folded, and they ended up that former Atlanta Thrashers team ended up being the Winnipeg Jets.
Yeah,
the roster ended up shifting over to Winnipeg. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Burke, Flying V is Anaheim Ducks. Still hockey, wrong team, but yeah, Jets were the Yotes. Yeah, see, Jets were the Yotes. Yeah, they moved there. That's what it was. Yes, but I do understand what you mean. The original Jets, though, the original Winnipeg Jets team moved to
Phoenix.
Yes,
that I agree. Yeah,
and then they had an Atlanta team. The Atlanta team folded, and then they moved technically to Winnipeg. But the original Jets moved to Phoenix. That's all I was trying to say.
Yeah.
Well, that's all fucking great.
Yeah.
How about we talk about
hockey on a comic channel? I love it. I freaking love it. All right. So we wait. Obviously, you guys know we wait to do Marvel at the end, and then we do DC. So we got Dynamite. I mean, there's not really anything in Dynamite this week.
You knew that was coming. I couldn't believe we had to sit there and fucking wait for it. Like y'all are talking about hockey, and it's just
I had my pick of the week in Dynamite. That one's it for this week. Not much.
Interestingly enough, Dynamite is. I'm not sure exactly how they're pulling this off or whatever, but I guess they're destroying copies now of the number 2 and number 4 of the Dynamite miniseries, or the Dynamite miniseries, where the zombie miniseries or whatever.
Yeah.
The issue 2 and 4 have Dr. Seuss homages that they're now destroying.
Destroying meaning like had they already been in circulation and they're trying to call it back, or they're not out in shops?
I'm not sure if there's a recall on them or what the hell they're doing with it, but I was just reading an article about it that they're destroying copies, I guess, that they still have of it.
I think this is off topic here, but I think if anybody wants to, when we get to the Dynamite sections moving forward, I will have my pick of the week, and you guys can, if you guys want to sponsor it or something, just let me know. But I will be doing Newbie's Dynamite booty cover pick of the week moving forward. I think that's a new segment.
Tell me that's not. Is that the actual title that you're gonna?
I don't know. I haven't decided yet, but I think I'll do it.
Wait till he hits one of those weeks where there's no Dynamite.
Yeah. So
we're gonna be scrambling through Xenoscope.
All right, guys. So moving on to Boom. Abbott, 1973, number 3. So we're kind of getting to that climax area here. To be honest, I prefer cover B. I like this one better than the cover A.
Yeah, it has a bit more of that. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, there's a bit of a niche kind of thing going on there. But I have nothing more to add to that.
Yeah.
Well, good.
I mean, look, we know this is off. This is a sequel to the original Abbott series, which I haven't read, but people have been raving about that have read it. So those that have read that are probably reading this as well.
Yeah, that's the problem for me up top. I missed the first series, so I don't really want to jump on this one without having read that.
Then we got Storytellers, Tricksters, number 1. Of course, we got probably the artist of the year or last 2 years. We got Peach Momoko. It's a number 1. I believe that there is like 4 covers. So what do we got? 1, 2, 3. We got 3 covers that we see, right? I always add that at the end because sometimes previews only shows a certain amount. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't jump on these whenever I have appropriate read. Like I jumped on the one. I grabbed the Prison David Bowie Labyrinth cover.
I think I saw that one. Yeah,
it was the only one of these I've ever grabbed.
All right, so that makes it easy for us to move on. Then we got ORCS number 2 Orcs.
Orcs, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really picking this up. I don't think you guys have talked enough. I haven't really heard anything in the chats, on Instagram or anything like that either from this run. So I mean, I think it's just kind of a quick pass, no?
Yeah, this just seems like one of those fun reads where it seems like a fantasy comedy kind of read. It was a pass on my end.
Yeah, pretty much that's what it looks like. I think I'm gonna be honest. I think I might have picked up the first issue and have it somewhere.
This is what happens.
I haven't read it yet.
He picks up so many books, he just doesn't know what he's picked up at this point.
Yeah. Listen, sometimes I start getting a little behind, and then I got to start prioritizing shit, and certain things that just don't, they just get set to the side, and eventually I get to them.
Face, have you ever had an issue where you end up buying the same book that you already bought previously because you didn't know you had it?
About every 2 weeks I run into that.
Yeah.
3, 4.
Yeah, it gets a little rough sometimes trying to keep track of where orders are going and everything like that, man.
Yeah, I bet.
Are we doing DC first or are we doing Marvel first?
No, we're doing Marvel, so we're already here, so we might as well just stick to Marvel, and then we'll do DC. So we got 6 covers here of.
I can't believe we're at fucking Marvel already.
You know what? We probably will have way more if you actually, if you're into this Black Knight stuff and you are looking for certain incentives. I'm sure there's way more than just these 6.
Yeah,
seeing 6 right here. I'm not picking any of them up. And just I'm not the biggest Black Knight fan to begin with. So it's just an easy note.
I'm definitely jumping on this series because they're doing some. I don't know. First of all, they're doing something with Black Knight in general, in that they want to sort of popularize the character, especially given that they've got Kit Harington that's going to play him in the movies, and they're already banking on him being fairly popular. But they're also, it seems like they're trying to tie Black Knight and especially the Ebony Sword into the symbiote lore and the stuff that's going on with them. And I kind of want to see how that angle plays out, if that's what they do with it. Especially because, the symbiotes right now and everything are getting so big in the Marvel universe. So.
Yeah, they've been hinting at them, but they never actually come out and actually acknowledge them.
Right.
Yeah.
We got the Captain America Anniversary Tribute number 1. So we got 2 covers. This one is kind of the homage of, I believe it's 100, Captain America 100.
I believe so. His origin story, I think.
Well, yeah. And then you have this one that is supposed to be like the homage to the his official first appearance, the same
his Golden Age, yeah,
his Golden Age one, and with Bucky, you see it down there. So I mean, it's kind of cool, kind of clever. I do like the fact that they're coming out the same week of Winter Soldier, Falcon and Winter Soldier. I feel like I never give respect to Falcon because I've just been calling it Winter Soldier because he's like one of my favorites. So yeah, Falcon and Winter Soldier. But yeah, just perfect timing. I'm not saying that this is going to be $100 book by any means, but I mean, if you are a big Captain America fan, you're probably going to buy these just because of the homage and things like that, right?
And just keep in mind, usually, historically, comics that have Hitler getting his ass kicked on the cover tend to do well in the secondary market.
Yeah.
Again, this is more or less a reprint, but just saying, you do have Hitler getting his ass whooped in that cover. So,
Rock. Yeah, and I think that has to do, like, I don't know. I try to, like, read in between the cracks and stuff like that, but I think it's because he will have, in the future, just a big role. I mean, look at who they have playing him. I think that Avengers 48 book is just going to explode. To be honest, I'm pretty high on Eternals and Black Knight when it comes to Avengers 48. When it comes to this stuff, not really, but yeah.
Well, I mean, as far as that Eternal stuff goes, like they do have some other big name actors and actresses taking part in it. Fucking I forget his name, but Rob Snow, I think he's playing Icarus, and Angelina Jolie, is going to be in it and everything like that. But Black Knight's the only one that really has any. You're not going to see them outside of anything to do with the Eternal. So if they do,
but you will see Black Knight. That's
exactly. They can use Black Knight's crossover anywhere, and it looks like that's what they're intending to do with him in the MCU.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what's going on. All right, Captain Marvel 27. That Captain Marvel 1 in 10 book from last week caught a little bit of heat. Now, I mean, it's kind of nothing. But
you mean that one with Ghost Spider?
Yeah, the one I think she's like taking a selfie or whatever.
Yeah, that was. I think that was wasn't that Marvel Action or something? That was the IDW.
Yeah, you're right. It was Marvel Actions. My bad. Yeah, it was Marvel Actions. Because I remember a few people were actually asking for it, and the guys had to be like, "Oh, if anything, it's in the kids section." So yeah. We got Captain Marvel here. We got pretty much everybody trying to hit on Captain Marvel. We got Spider-Man there, Iron Man. Taken down. I love Carol Danvers. Banner. It looks like
a filler issue. This really feels like a fucking filler issue, man.
Yeah,
because I think they've been kind of advertising the next issue already, where she seems to get like mystical powers and shit. Yeah, she gets like
see him across a couple of
Doctor Strange powers or some shit like that. Like they're already advertising that, and 27 is not out yet.
Yeah. I saw the solicitations for the future issue. You're right. But
yeah, this has got to be a filler issue.
But honestly,
sorry guys. Sorry, I just want to ask Rock 2 questions real quick, and they're really quick, and then you guys can take off. 1, do you own Avengers 48? And 2, do you see Avengers 48 crossing the barrier of the $1,000 plateau? Like right now, obviously, if you get anything 7.0 or above, you're looking at almost $1,000. But do you see that book just 4.0 or higher, just getting across that $1,000 mark? Like, do you think it's going to be a marquee book? Just a random question. Go ahead, Hyper. I didn't mean to cut you off. Sorry, man.
Oh no.
Comment. Like I want to just throw some comments myself, and then
No doubt. No. I was just me and Face were just talking about how there's supposed to be a costume change, I think, in the next issue or something. I was just gonna mention how
there already was.
No, that was for Miss Marvel, I think. You may.
Well, no, they did the thing with Dark Captain Marvel.
Yeah, but that wasn't really so much a costume change, really.
Right, it was just a temporary thing. And you know what? Honestly, the one in the future probably be just a temporary thing because I don't foresee Captain Marvel keeping mystical powers.
I'm kind of getting a bit numb to all these hype about costume changes and that.
Yeah.
How that's like the next best thing almost to a first appearance. I'm not. I mean, I don't know if people are trying to hope that it's gonna be like the next Black Symbiote wave where when that caught on, everyone wanted to grab that. I don't know if that's what they're hoping for with these costume swipes with these current.
I hope not. I remember what was it? Fantastic Four number 25, like last.
Oh yeah, where they were all supposed to get new.
Yeah, and I remember going nuts myself until I had to like calm myself down, and I'm like, why am I losing it for a costume change? Like, it just makes no sense. And I felt bad because I remember like I was working like a dog that week. I think that was like the first week I never did shows, and I actually got keys to like search 3 shops for me. So and then looking back, I'm like, why did I like lose it? Because I wasn't on the whole costume change. Like, it's just crazy to me.
I mean, sometimes it sticks the landing. Like, obviously the big one being ASM 252, but that's a whole different story. So the only way these costume changes might have any traction is if you see those same costumes in the actual MCU. So
yeah, most of them are just temporary plot devices, or even more so than plot devices. They're just a reason for people to pick up a fucking comic off the shelf when they go in there, and
just to create a bit of buzz.
getting sales. Yeah.
Dr. Lovebox. So 47 is the first appearance of Dane Whitman, and then it's Dana. Sorry, Dana. And then
No, it's Dane.
Okay, sorry, Dane. And then 48 is the first appearance of him as Black Knight, which will probably be the book to have. I don't want to take away from anybody who has 47, but usually the market dictates that whoever the character becomes is usually the one book that's kind of the hotter one, right? Same with like Quasar. More people pick up Hulk 234 than they do Captain America 217, just because Wendell Vaughn shows up in Captain America, but he's not Quasar until 234 Hulk, right? So,
and actually, Tim Sinkovich brings up a good issue. Avenging Spider-Man issue 9. I actually have that book. That's the one where Carol Danvers, appears as Captain Marvel for the first time, I guess, with a new outfit. So there goes to show that sometimes those things do, land. And that book is actually not a cheap book currently.
Hyper, let me know what you think. I know you're picking up, or I know you were picking up in the past these Champions books, but we got Champion number 5.
Yeah, I'm picking this up. I mean, I'm picking it up more so because they have been a good read. Like when you have like Miles, what do you call it? Miles. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing about Kamala Khan and Sam Alexander in the same run.
I thought you were blanking on the Morales part. I was like,
no. I was thinking of the other characters, but like Miss Marvel's run just ended recently, so I think this is almost supposed to be unofficially the continuation of her storyline, because at the end of her last issue, they basically mentioned that this will continue in Champions. So this is still on my pull list because I know that this was supposed to be a 5-issue run, and now it's actually an ongoing series. So
yeah, it's always selling. I mean, went from a mini series to an ongoing, selling issues. So we're into it.
Are you grabbing both or just the cover?
Nah, I'm not a fan. Like, see, I've never been a fan when there's like a cover of the month theme. Like in this case, they're doing like the Man Thing theme.
Yeah.
Because I
Depends
usually
on the theme.
Yeah, but generally speaking, I don't pick up covers that don't have anything to do with the story. Like Man Thing doesn't show up in this book at all. It's just they just want to shine the spotlight on him, so he's just featured in multiple covers across.
And I'm gonna call Hyper a liar because here in about 2 minutes we're gonna see some covers that he's buying that are cover of the month. Yeah, look down a little bit. Hyper. Yeah, you're buying them.
Okay, I will say this. I think I know which ones you're talking about because
You definitely know. It's right there.
Me myself, I'm buying one of these, and I think it's easy to say, well, of course, Newbie, I know you're buying this, but there's actually more to it. But let's get into.
Wait, but I just want to correct something before. I'm talking about those covers because we got to correct this. I'm talking about those covers where they feature a character that's not in the story. I'm not like cover of the month. Like I know you're talking about the women, the whole women history thing. That's a different case because usually those people are on the story that are on the cover. That's a different.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
Yo, sorry. So Rocco's, I hate these Man Thing covers.
Yeah, I'm not
accidentally pre-ordered 2 or 3.
Oh shit!
I'm so sorry, man. Oh shoot, that sucks, dude. Hey, it's happened to all of us though. So okay. Usually I am huge on Iron Man, but I will say this Iron Fist, which I am not a fan of Iron Fist. I've never been a fan of Iron Fist. I hated how they, when the show came out, I was like, okay, maybe I'll get a new view on the character. I might get, some more liking to it, blah, blah, blah. I don't. I think the show was terrible. The actor, no offense. But yeah, I'm not a big Iron Fist guy. I don't own any Iron Fist comics. But this one right here, this variant, I really like this variant. I don't know why.
Yeah, what's it's actually
I don't know why. Honestly, I'm just
it's funny because they've been doing these reggae variants across several different titles now for a few months, and I'm kind of pissed because I've been picking up all of them, and I'm obviously I'm gonna grab this one too, but it looks like they're moving some of them to incentive ratios.
Wait, the Varegi variants are going into incentive ratios?
Yeah, it looks like they're using some of the Baregi variants on incentive ratios. Now I gotta fucking pay more for them.
But well, you're talking about future issues because in this case they're
Yeah, no, this one's not. This one's just a B cover, I believe. So
okay.
Eddie, you caught me, man. I actually do not own an iron. No, you're absolutely right.
Seriously? You don't own an
I
iron?
don't have an iron. No, man. No.
How do you iron your dress shirts and all that?
you get some dry clean like Tony Stark.
I don't know. I don't know.
Damn. Okay.
All right, moving on to another iron, probably the better of the two, but I just want to highlight this book right here. I don't know why. I just feel like I need this one in my collection. Again, no particular reason. Not really a fan of redheads outside of Mary Jane, obviously. But yeah, I don't know why, but I just Hyper, do you remember that one Iron Man cover that came out a few months ago when we were talking about it? It's that blue one.
The Michael Cho cover.
Yeah, for whatever reason, I feel like there's like a resemblance. And when I first saw this, I was kind of like, oh, maybe it could have like.
Well, it's funny because the thing is, Michael Cho did a Hellcat. It's a Hellcat on the same blue. It's like a blue background with Hellcat on it. So it's almost like the same concept. Blue cover, Hellcat on the cover. So just a different artist this time.
I mean, it's cool and all, but this is
Frank Cho, sorry, not Michael Cho.
Yeah, Frank Cho.
Frank Cho. My bad.
I'm just grabbing this one to complete the set. Like this one.
Well, there's only been what? There's only been the She-Hulk, Black Widow, and then this one.
But there's more coming, and I think I think there's another one down the list this week.
Yeah. No, I just thought like the way you presented that question, I just thought like it was just like it was over, and I just thought, wait a minute, like
no, there's definitely I think there's 8 of them total coming.
Yeah, I think there is another one. Yeah, there's a Spider Woman. So
it'll be further down.
Yeah, we can pass the Iron Man stuff because I know nobody's really picking it up. But yeah, I just wanted to highlight that.
I'm picking up Iron Man.
Oh, okay, all right. So Face is picking up Iron Man.
Iron Man's been pretty good, man. Like the team that they have taking on Michael Korvac makes no fucking sense at all. It's like Hellcat, Iron Man, I think Gargoyle, Misty Knight, and Frog. You know, it's like the worst possible team that you could be having take on Michael Korvac, and it's been a pretty fun read actually. So I still don't want to know what the fuck happened to his leg, but
Rock is saying, the Bartel covers are interesting, not in a blow you away kind of way, but they're just kind of different. Intentionally pre-ordered this and the She-Hulk. Yeah, I was kind of surprised, man. I was surprised because around here we didn't like if you didn't pre-order that book, it was gone, right? And I remember Hyper, you know this because now we know exactly where you live. But when we went to Capcom in Brantford, they had like a stack like this. There must have been like 30.
If you go on the app, you can still order them on the app.
Yeah, it's crazy to me, man. And Dr. Lovebox, thank you. So he's saying and confirming that there's 8 of them. So we're gonna get Silk, Black Cat, Spider Woman, Ghost Rider, Shuri, and She-Hulk.
Also.
There's Emma Frost also.
Yeah, X-Men. That's probably the best cover of all of them, to be honest.
I think I'm not picking up all of them. I think the only ones I'm picking up is Ghost Rider and Emma Frost and I think that might be it. Maybe Silk. Yeah.
I'm about fucking tired of this Spider Woman series though. I keep wanting to drop this shit, and every time I do, they come out with another cover where I'm like, I gotta grab this cover.
Yeah.
So then, like I continue reading the fucking story. It hasn't been horrible or anything. It's just not been, anything super great either.
Yeah, Tim, Capcan.
Capcan, yeah.
they're located in Brantford. So me and Key Issues, we took a drive. What was it? A week and a half ago. We checked out their shop for the first time. So it's kind of cool. Felt like a celebrity. I mean, there was nobody there except us. So you got this huge warehouse.
Like a celebrity.
That makes you feel like a celebrity when there's nobody there.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh wait, no, like it's just us.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah.
Like they reserve the whole place for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it was more so the fact that on Saturdays they close at 2 and we went at like 12. Like we got there at like 12:30. So I think
I'm gonna say, like, walking into a room, I don't think Newbie knows the concept of being a celebrity.
No, I don't. I do not. So this is the Spider Woman one. Go figure, it's in red. Like, that's shocking. It kind of looks more like Megan Fox to me than anything else.
I can see that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Face. Okay.
Face doesn't seem impressed by that comment.
Jeez.
I mean,
okay. Moving on, we got Star Wars.
has Megan Fox done anything in the last fucking 10 years that anybody cares about?
Here we go. There's a round coming.
Has Megan Fox done anything in the last 10 years that anybody gives a shit about?
I think she's dating Machine Gun Kelly, and the most interesting thing that she's done in the past 3 months is get him a blood necklace that is made out of her blood. That was on TV the other day, and I was like, wow.
Okay, so the answer to the question, has Megan Fox done anything in the last 10 years that anyone gives a shit about, is no. Moving on.
But if she knocked on my door and asked me to go for dinner, I'm probably going to say yes.
And
you got Machine Gun Kelly's money?
No, but I mean,
you ain't knocking on your door then.
She did play April O'Neil in the last 2 Michael Bay TMNT movies, but again, that's
probably trash.
She is blacklisted, though. I mean, let's be real. But hey, it is what
Rightfully
it is. All right. Star Wars Fiend, get ready. But we've got Star Wars Bounty Hunters number 10.
And this is probably moving into the event that's coming up.
Oh, I heard about that. There's a crossover event coming out.
Yeah, the Star Wars, it's like, I think it's War of the Bounty Hunters or whatever that they're having. Crossover event that runs through, I think, 1 or 2 special issues, and it runs across I think almost the entire line of Star Wars comics, if it's not the entire line.
Okay, hold on. Before we go on, Tim, I didn't know you, man. If I knew, usually when I go into new cities, I will always put it out there like, hey, I'm coming to this city. If you're in the area, let me know, because I don't know. I know exactly what you're talking about. BIT, Back in Time. I was told to go to Back in Time. However, after we left, because we didn't know that Capcom closed at 2 on Saturdays, we were kind of like, all right, do you want to, let's go to another shop. It's only 2:00. We asked the guys there, and they're like, oh, no, man. Because I asked, I was like, oh, what do you think about Back in Time? I heard a lot of good things. And they said no. They're like, no. And I knew right away.
Another shop?
I knew that they wouldn't tell me the truth, right? But wow. At the same time, I was like, I kind of made it out to seem like, hey, we just drove like 2 hours to get here. Like, can you cut me some slack? Like, it is what it is. But yeah, they're like, no, man, there's nothing there. Like, don't worry.
Wait, it takes you 2 hours from your place to get to Brantford? Yeah.
Well, yeah. St. Catharines to Brantford? Yeah, it's like an hour and a half.
I thought you told me it was just a 50-minute drive for you before. Okay.
No. We
got
there in 50 minutes somehow, but it's technically an hour and a half drive.
Newbie said, hey, is this other shop is this other shop worth checking out? And all they heard was, should I take the rest of my money and go elsewhere?
Yeah.
Like, why? I mean, really? Come on, man.
Oh, okay, Tim. I'm going to message you now that I know, because I have you on Instagram. Now that I know that you're there, I will message you next time I go. Let's plan. I will, show me around. But yeah, from what I saw from the pictures too, like it just looked like a small shop. So I didn't know what to make out of it, especially because it was like across town. Apparently, that's how they made it seem. So, and yeah, Marvel. I
caught that, but like, you know what? We gave him a hard time with the Chewy thing. I actually did caught that, but I just let it go.
Yeah,
I didn't know what the fuck it was.
That's exactly what happened, man. That's exactly what happened. We literally got there and we were like, "Wow, we're already here. That's crazy." And I was driving, so. Okay, so moving on, we got the Empire Strikes Back variant for that one as well. We kind of have just been like with these, right? Like when they pop up, like none of us are really going crazy. They're not blowing us away.
I haven't been picking up the Empire Strikes variant. I know they're coming out with I think there's like a single issue comic that's just gonna sort of collect covers of this at some point. That he's done. You know, I'll probably grab that. I've been more on the action figure covers whenever they come out with those though. So
Johnny, Dream of August. Hey, so Johnny was out in the cabins the last couple of days, so he hasn't been posting anything comic related, just all his cabin. So hey man, what's going on? Yeah, you're not late. I'm gonna do the announcement. Actually, nobody actually really noticed, but yeah, I'm gonna I have an announcement at the end. So just like right after the spec, I'll drop the
Just one question.
Yes.
Do we even know about the announcement?
No.
Yeah, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, okay.
No idea. I posted on Instagram. You guys didn't ask or say.
Don't pay attention to your ass.
But yeah.
Okay.
At that point.
This
We
one
talk to you enough, motherfucker. We don't watch you on Instagram.
This one I feel like a lot of people might be going after just to collect the set, right? We're already on that 4th print. It's an okay cover, I'm not gonna lie to you, but I don't know.
I'm picking it up just because.
Just to finish the set. I mean, we're already
I'll grab it.
Now somebody did, I think it was Sparks, and I don't want to put words in Sparks' mouth, but I believe that there's a 5th print as well, no? Or is it done at this
surprise
me? Have mercy.
Yeah,
that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah. So
they'll keep putting them out as long as our dumbass keep buying them.
The announcement is Uncle Hyper will be awarded a comfort plate.
Dude, I don't get this. He's older than me, and he keeps dragging on the fact that I am the uncle.
Oh man!
Whatever you say, Blue Pill.
That was a good one.
60 years of service.
Listen, as long as I'm getting something out of this, you could say I'm 60 years.
Man. Whew.
As long as I could trade it in for something, that copper plated whatever you just
man.
said.
Jesus. Yeah. So we got sword number 4, King in Black. Is there really much to say on that one?
Yeah, man. Sword's been pretty good so far. Like, I'm definitely staying on the series for now. I like where it's going. I've actually been enjoying almost all of the X-Men series. But
okay,
Sword's been really good so far.
Here's the thing. I respect the series Sword, but
I thought you were gonna say something.
What? What did you think I was gonna say? I don't even want to guess what you thought I was gonna say.
Oh, man.
Probably not.
I thought you were not even gonna talk about the comic. I thought you were actually just gonna like say something back to Sith there.
No.
We're fucking professionals, newbie. Goddammit.
Oh man,
we gotta move on. We can't just keep it.
That's what I was thinking. Like the whole time, I was like, "Oh shit, here it comes," and then I was talking about the comic, so it just kind of threw me off.
Yeah, the actual comic. I like to stay on the actual topic. Once in a while. What I was gonna say was, I respect the series Sword for what it brings to the table, but the more I'm reading this, the more I'm realizing that some of these sci-fi heavy titles are not really for me. I can understand why it might be, intriguing to, like Face and other people that read it, but it's just, I read like the first 2 issues, I think, of Sword, and I'm not really like I get it. It's just that I don't know if I'm going to be continuing on with it. It's just a lot of exposition and a lot of dialogue, in my opinion. Yeah.
So. Well, I mean, okay, so like the thing is, did you read Empire?
No, I haven't, but I haven't read it. That's kind of like on my.
Okay, well, it's not really. Yeah, it's whatever. But the way that it ends, they do like I don't know. It's sort of like a future scene where like Emperor Hulkling is fucking wrecked, and Abigail Brand shows up and everything like that, and Al Ewing has come out and said that a lot of the cosmic stuff is going to lead to that, and you're seeing like right now, if you've been on Guardians of the Galaxy, it looks like that there's some pretty big shakeups that are about to happen in that series, which Al Ewing's writing as one of the comic series, and writing Sword.
Supposed to be change up, right? Issue 13.
Yeah, right. And he's writing Sword also. And with that, that kind of, that like future scene, I think there's kind of setting up for him to do some pretty big cosmic event. So it's one of the big reasons why I'm following his cosmic lines. It looks like they're putting together something pretty heavy there.
It's just that I like Al Ewing and the Immortal Hulk, but like I told you, I wasn't really a big fan of we only find them when they're dead. And also Swords, I'm kind of falling off the wagon. So maybe his cosmic side of things is maybe where he kind of loses me a bit. This is just for me, I'm saying. And yeah, Marvel, you're right. I did read 22 issues of X of Swords, but that's because I'm a bit of an X fan.
Yeah.
And I only didn't read the 6 issues of Empire because everyone's been scaring me with all their shitty reviews about that series. But I probably will eventually read.
I mean, it was another nothing event, to be honest. Like,
that's what I heard.
It ultimately ended up being fairly inconsequential, and
Before we get on to Thor, Tim. Hyper, I don't think has, but me and Key Issues do. Actually, my girlfriend is actually from Burlington, and this shop is actually like around the corner. So I've been to this shop many times. If you've been to Burlington, you've probably also been to Dungeon Comics as well. They have, I wouldn't say they have a ton of back issues, but they got some. Avark, however, I don't know. I just call it Bark.
Aardvark.
Yeah,
I just like Arthur. I
just call it Bark when I'm there. He's got a lot of books, nice enough guy, but it's just too expensive, man. And like, even if you have like 20 books in your hand, there's still no deal to be made. And that's just kind of like, this isn't like my opinion, like, well, it is my opinion, but it's also opinion of other people who have dealt with it. But hey, it is what it is.
Is this like one of those places where you don't know the price until you get to the cash register?
No, he's got it, but they're just like, I don't know, like a book that, everywhere else is $5. He's got it at like $10.
Okay. Yeah. One of those places. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I always feel like, hey, if I got like 10 books and they're all at $10, like, can we make a deal? But he's like, no. And somehow he tries to find a way to like upcharge me or something. So like, yeah, I don't know. He's a nice enough guy, but yeah, that's just from other dealers, from other shops and things like that. That's just kind of the, that's kind of the word around town, right? It's just expensive there, but he's gotten good stuff. Actually, the last time I was there was like 2 weeks ago. He had a Submariner #1, and I asked him how much it was because he had it. He had it priced at $250, and I asked like what condition he thought it was. And he looked at me and said the following: well, it's not a 9.8, so I know that's what you're after. And I hadn't like really ever asked him about grades, so like I don't know why he would say that. But yeah, if any of you know,
what the fuck?
Yeah, if any of you know that book, you know that like if you're finding it in a store, it's raw, it's probably not high grade. So yeah, I knew that it wasn't a 9.8.
How many graded 9.8s are there?
I don't know, but like you could tell from like 100 feet away that it wasn't a 9.8, right? So,
well, I mean, I'm sure there's got to be a 9.8.
Oh yeah, there's some, yeah.
But it's
no.
It sure as hell ain't 250.
Do one of you guys have the ability to look that up by any chance? Because I can't imagine there's a lot of fucking stuff.
Yeah, I will after. We're just let's just finish all this and then
That's great.
Thor 13, our boy Donnie.
I think it feels like they're angling for the death of Donald Blake.
I'm not though. Yeah. Are you guys still like on
Newbie is a great.
I think I stopped buying Thor at like 7 or 8.
No, I'm definitely still on Thor.
Yeah.
So you basically stopped after the whole Black Winter thing finished.
Pretty much.
For now.
I guess, yeah. I don't know.
Probably
Yeah,
better get ready to jump back on.
Yeah, because that story arc ended in issue 6 when Black Winter was taken off the table temporarily.
And Hyper is a fan and has been very vocal on him saying that Black Winter will come again.
But this is just not my own unique opinion. I think several people believe that Black Winter will be coming back, and I think even Donny Cates on Twitter mentioned that he had plans for Black Winter. So,
Well, he did, but he mentions a lot of shit on Twitter that doesn't exactly pan the fuck out the way he says it will.
no, but even if Cates didn't put that tweet out there, I still would have believed that Black Winter was going to come back.
Yeah, I think it's a character we'll probably use again.
You got it. So, 73, 9.8.
Yeah, like there's just not a whole lot. That's less than
what I was more
what
I was more wondering and asking when I said that was in 250 raw, you're probably looking between 3.5 and 5. All I wanted him to say was a number.
Yeah,
right? Like, I just wanted him to be like, I think it's like a 4. Boom, done. The conversation would have been over. But the fact that he was like, well, it's no 9.8. It's like, yeah, no shit. Like, I'm 33. My eyes still work. Yeah.
No.
I mean, anybody who's like 33 and like that wasn't a shot. I'm just saying, like,
I'm a grown-ass man.
It's kind of a stupid thing to say to a customer. Like, yeah, I know
it is pretty condescending. Yeah, he could have handled that situation a bit better. Yeah.
So yeah, and just as quickly as he said that, he walked away, and then I just left the store. So it is what it is.
Dude, he clearly was not interested in your business. Like, just based on what you're telling.
No,
right now. He kind of
No, and he lost my business because that day I went to Dungeon Comics and bought Thor 165. So,
what's the significance of Thor 165 again? Give me
first full appearance of Adam Warlock.
Oh yes, yeah. Okay.
Didn't that just see you post somewhere that you're still looking for that shit?
No, I have it. It's off the CGC. Yeah.
Okay. I could have swore I saw something that you were.
No, I'm looking for X-Men 58, Fantastic Four 19, Hulk 181, and Avengers 48. Those are the 4 I'm looking for.
You should put a Hulk 181 at the beginning or the end of the list. That shouldn't belong in the middle of the list. It's too good for that.
It was disrespectful as hell.
Yeah.
Nah. All right, last 2 books before we get to DC. Then we can get onto the news and we can get onto the spec. So we got X-Force 18. That's all I got because I haven't really been reading or picking up X-Force. I didn't believe that X-Force will come in the movies and all that, but yeah, X-Force, I'm not really picking up.
Well, maybe not this version of X-Force,
no.
But it's been one of my better reads in the whole X series. So this one I am picking up. I forgot. I don't remember if I read the last issue or not, but I know that Kid Omega, like, it was focused on Kid Omega, that storyline. So I do like the characters in the series and where the series is going. So this will be a grab for me. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I've been enjoying X-Force also.
All right. And then, so the other one is the X-Force Deadpool variant, the 30th anniversary. I mean,
it's the Rob Liefeld variant. We should mention that.
Yeah. So,
Hyper, are you picking this up?
No. Look at Wolverine. Wolverine looks like someone. You know that function in Windows. You know that function in Windows Paint when you could stretch an image.
Yes.
That's what Wolverine looks like. It's like they took the original concept and then they just kind of stretched him out because he looks like a bat or something, like a flying squirrel. I don't know what's going on there.
Jesus. All right.
Alrighty then.
Go on to DC. Then we're gonna get onto the news, and then we're gonna get into Spec, and then I got that little big announcement to drop. I mean, I don't think it's big, but hey, it is what it is. Dun 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 dun. So DC, we got what? 3, 6. We got 7 books. Don't
or Bat.
I think it's gonna be. What was that face?
I said 4 Batmans probably.
Yeah, no, I think I might be picking up several stuff from DC this week if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think there really is. Oh, like there's a.
Oh no, actually, I think I'm not picking up anything. Maybe I think there's only 1 issue that I might be picking up this week from DC.
Oh wow.
All right. So first up, we got Nightwing number 78.
And this
Newbie has
is,
picked up 77 of these, so you know he's not picking up 78.
I think this is the
absolutely
only
pick.
issue that I'm picking up.
Definitely, this is if you ever want to jump on Nightwing, this is the one to do it. Tom Taylor taking over writing.
Yeah.
Well, again, I'm on the fence. I'm still gonna wait and see on Wednesday for the review. But if there was one book on DC that I'll consider picking up, it's this one. Just because, like you just said, Face is Tom Taylor. Those of you that know, Tom Taylor is the guy that currently is writing Seven Secrets. He wrote The Deceased, and he wrote other, popular stuff like the Injustice series for DC. And,
Pretty much everything he writes is good.
Yeah, more or less.
Just before we continue with DC, I know for a fact that Marvel is probably talking about that Deadpool one, that X-Force, but he's saying that he feels like there is a secret variant of this. Marvel initially posted another variant where their outfits were all gray. So that's not a realm, because X-Force, I mean, that's what happened with Deadpool the last time Deadpool movie happened, right? There was that gray suit and everybody just jumped on X-Force stuff because that's the suit he wears in X-Force. But yeah,
that's possible. But just putting a new paint job on a shitty Wolverine drawing is not going to make me buy it.
No, exactly. All right, we got Justice League number 58. Black Adam, Superman. Who else we got? Aquaman, and then I don't know, the Hawk Girl, Hawk Lady, whatever her name is. We got Batman. Yeah.
Wait, I'm confused. Is this now is Justice League and Justice League Dark now a crossover series? Like they're just melding them into one?
Yeah, it kind of looks like they're doing that.
Okay.
I guess they're having, I don't know, 2 stories in one issue or some shit like that. I don't know. It's Bendis is jumping on as the writer of the series. I mean, I'm gonna grab it and pick it up. I'm hoping for the best, but man, Bendis's stuff at DC so far has not been
No.
Yeah, like it's been all right. I prefer the stuff he did at Marvel.
Yeah, it's a pass for me. You guys probably figured that or knew that already, but yeah, it's a pass for me.
But that being said, though, Bendis does tend to do a lot better when he has these bigger teams and these bigger cast of huge characters to play with. So maybe something good could come out of this. I don't know. Hopefully,
he did do the Ultimate series, right? The Ultimates.
Yeah.
Did he?
Fuck, I don't remember.
I think he's the one that wrote the Ultimates, didn't he? At Marvel.
I believe you're right.
Yeah.
I'll take your word for it. We got Catwoman number 29. I stopped picking Catwoman up at 24. It seems like this has been like forever, because I think 24 came out in August. So the fact that we're in March and it's only been 4 issues, that seems like a little crazy for me.
I've been picking up Catwoman forever. It's been pretty good, and especially with the recent, I think it's the last 2 or 3 issues, and this one, and I'm not sure how many exactly she's doing. Jenny Frison is doing the B covers, and they've all been fucking fire.
Okay, so this is almost like the same thing like where with Wonder Woman she was doing several of those B covers. I did like
Newbie, pull it up.
The B cover?
Yeah.
This one right here?
Yep.
That actually does look nice, and I'm just looking at the thumbnail.
Yeah, it looks way nicer.
Yeah.
Way nicer.
Yeah, the prison covers are fire on this, so.
Ah, damn! I don't know why you showed this to me, Face. No.
That's why I've been picking up all of them, bro. Every
Hyper,
one.
just keep this in mind.
What's up?
It's DC.
No. This is not a Spec.
Yeah. No, he's right. Keep this in mind.
No. I'm just saying, like,
just think about Josh Middleton's, Wonder Woman covers, and
Yeah, like I'm not talking Spec. I'm even thinking of like the Tim Drake stuff. That I mean, I got 2 covers, 2 copies of that. Like, it's just, I don't know, man.
You're thinking about it incorrectly.
I know where Hyper is at, right? Like, I know that he is on a Grail hunt right now. He's trying to say, he pulled.
Newbie's like my comic sponsor. He's like trying to
Yeah,
keep me
I
on the
got your
narrow
back,
path.
man. I got your back. So I
I
just want you
appreciate
to
it.
know
I
that.
appreciate
So,
it.
Hyper's picking up this Catwoman cover. I guarantee you. Pick it
I'm
up.
like the comic junkie. Newbie's like the guy that's gonna set up my intervention.
so like, you
Hyper.
know,
You picking it up?
Uh,
Yeah, you're picking it up.
don't
no,
follow peer pressure, man.
no, see, Face is like the enabler. Face is like the dude that wants me.
Bro,
to,
it's a great cover. Come on, man. Look at that shit. And like I said, look at the Middleton covers. Or the Wonder Woman's, the Batgirl. Like
gosh.
that. Those covers do well.
I want to hear both of your voices on Wednesday. Whichever one prevails, we'll see.
I would probably say no. All right. Superman Red and Blue #1.
We'll see.
So
Hold on. Wait. Just to backtrack, what was Newbie's pick here last week? Wasn't that American Chavez? How'd that do?
Last week? That was last week?
Well, the last time that I was on.
Yeah,
That was
last week,
that was-
dude. Yeah.
Yeah, that was okay. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was the last time I was on. My bad.
Look, hey, just like
we
Dan,
got Newbie's American Chavez. What was
you
my
got-
pick?
You gotta stay on course. He saved.
Yeah,
he was actually
Stay
telling
on that
me
American
story.
Chavez.
He,
Stay on that American Chavez. I got my ENIAC.
he was telling me his story about Tales of Suspense 39. He bought it. He waited a long time. So yeah, sometimes you got to do that. And just so you guys know, I never said stack it or anything. I just said with the trends and America Chavez coming, it's not a bad book to grab. You might see some rewards later on. That's all I said.
Ugly as hell, though.
I just found it funny how when you brought up Dan's point, and I read it, like Face is trying to railroad you off to like America Chavez over and over again.
Yo, Rock is saying, yo, that's some real friend talk right there. Whoa. Take a step back from the Catwoman. Then after it sells out, Newbie's going to be like, oh, shit, bro, I got one.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, man, I wouldn't do that. No. I'm very honest with you guys. And, you know, Hyperface, Keys, like, they know. Like, what I tell you guys, that's what I buy. I have no reason to be like, no, I'm not buying this. And then we're done the show and I'm like, yo, I'm actually buying. Like, no, this is, you know. And you guys sometimes see, like, when we bring books up, like, you guys see my face with some of them. And it's just like, you know.
Well, newbie. To your defense, a bit, that America Chavez did actually sell out in a few of my shops. Cover A, I mean. Cover A. That did sell out at a few of my shops.
Yeah, I was only talking about cover A.
Now, it still hasn't gone over cover price yet.
That's
But
okay.
I'm just saying it.
You owe me.
Cover A was the only one.
You kind of told me, you kind of steered me to a few books, and they're still in this box over here, and they're not over cover.
No. Okay, let's make one thing clear. Those still went over cover price. They just didn't get to the price that you wanted it to go to. They still went over cover price though.
He don't pick up shit. I tell him to, and it hits $150 a day a release.
That's true. Face has told me to pick up like 3 books, and I was like, I don't know, Face. And all those books of So hey, it is what it is. You live, you learn. Next time you help me to get something, I might listen.
No, but I do agree with Dan though. This is primarily why I have been cutting my weekly posts. It's for them.
Tell them, Hyper. Tell the people why you stopped, why you pulled some books, and what you're saving for. Let them know.
Oh, you want me to put it out there?
Yeah, put it out there.
All right, so I guess accountability. This we're doing this right now. I guess. All right.
Oh shit.
The intervention's happening. Yeah, listen.
Put him on blast.
So for the record, I have been stopping a lot of my. You just cringe. What happened?
No, because of Tim. What Tim was saying.
Oh,
He's like, he's a mirror image of me, because for new books, at least, he hates Dynamite and DC, where those are his. Like, that's what he likes. So I hope we can still be friends, man. I hope we can still be friends.
I have been dropping issues from my poll, and I have been trying to be a bit more frugal in my weekly comic spending, because I am trying to not just save up, but also flip some of my books that I currently have to purchase a Hulk 181. Now, what grade I'm going to aim for, that's another question, because it seems like every week that issue seems to go up in price. So it seems like at the rate it's going, I might have to settle for like a 3.0 or something around that.
3.0, especially if you're buying on Feebay, you're looking at almost 4,500. So
Ideally, I would want to go through a local dealer or something. Rather than picking that up online. That's ideally.
All right. Sam had a question. He said, "Can we please go back to the Justice League comic? I think they're doing a Zack Snyder Justice League movie variant. Yeah, they are. They've got a few here. So yeah, that comes out this week too. No.
Which one?
Well, it already came out for some people for an hour.
No. I'm talking about the movie itself.
Wait, which? Sorry, I lost you there. Which movie?
Justice League. Does it not come out this week?
I'm actually not sure. I haven't been following when it releases. Just because.
Yeah, I'll be honest. Just because I don't have HBO Plus, it's one of those things. HBO Max. Sorry, it's one of those things I'm probably gonna. I know I'm not gonna be able to see it on release day. It's one of those things I'm probably gonna have to find other means of watching.
Yeah. So Thursday night. Thursday night
when it pops up
you get Justice League. Thursday night you get Justice League. Friday we get episode 1, Falcon Winter Soldier. Wow.
Yeah.
I mean,
I thought Lasso was in here. I just didn't know. Lasso's usually on top of his DC stuff, so I figured, if anything, I was hoping he would come up. But yeah, so Thursday night. Thanks Cult Film and thanks Lasso for that. Yeah. All right, guys. We got Batman Ra's al Ghul number 5.
What did you just call him?
Ra's al Ghul.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's better.
Okay.
We're gonna just assume it cut out there for a second. And that was what that was.
I almost thought you were
Ra's al
naming.
Ghul.
Yeah, I thought you were almost naming my favorite pasta dish or something.
Are you buying the book or not, man? I just had your back on your Hulk 180 and having your back, and now you know what? Are you buying this damn book or no?
I think this is a digital first series, isn't it?
You sound like that shop owner.
You buying the book now, man? Get out. Is there a washroom here? Yeah, for paying customers, and then you pay a book, and then you ask for the washroom. He's like, "Oh yeah, there's no washroom here." It's like,
you asked him for a washroom also?
No, this is just a running joke with some people.
Oh, okay. No, I'm not picking up this book.
All right, quick. Face.
No, I think this is a digital first series, which is fine and all, but I think it's out of continuity. I'm not sure, but it's by Neil Adams, so that's cool. And I probably should have jumped on it. If I would have at the beginning, I'd probably be picking it up, but since I didn't, I'm not.
Cool. Truth and Justice number 2 preview. It is a previews book. That word is it pre? Oh no, it's not preview. Sorry.
Wait, what?
I was reading the top thing. I wasn't reading the thing. Sorry. So, Truth and Justice number 2.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I got the first issue. It reads like an anthology series that kind of just throws out random stories that are pretty inconsequential. So I probably won't continue picking it up.
I didn't pick up Truth and Justice number 1, so I will continue that trend but not pick up number 2.
Dude, you're missing out.
Yep.
You're missing out. So that's it for DC. So realistically, after going through all those books, just before we get into the news, the announcement, and the spec, realistically, the only things that I really saw stood out was like Last Ronin, High Republic, first print number 4. There's not. I don't know. Like on my end, anyway, and I'm okay with it being a light week. To be honest with you, like I'm okay because last week I told Keys the same thing. I go, and I'll be honest, I didn't buy anything from last week, and I just said to Keys, I go, yeah, but you know what? The money that I probably would have put into last week, I'm just gonna move to the stuff that's coming out April, May, and I can do that this week too, where it's like nothing really stands out for me, so I'm not gonna force myself or pressure myself to buy anything. So if anything, it's just more money for next week or more money for some of the stuff that is really important to me, right? And that's the important thing. What's important to you when you buy. So
yeah. I think I'm kind of with you. I think the only thing that really stood out for me this week is like TMNT 115 and all, obviously the Last Ronin director's cut. I think that's because I tend to buy multiple of the Last Ronin, and also I get the 1 in 10s and all the covers. I think that's probably my picks of the week, in my opinion, for me.
Yeah. All right, guys.
And yeah, Rob Shank. I'm not gonna be buying it like in the next month or so. This is more of like a long-term plan, I guess you could say.
Yeah, me and Hyper are both on the lookout for it. We've got we had some technical difficulties that happened with some stuff earlier in the week and last week with some people buying it, and just I get it. I mean, when you own one of those books, you want to get the top dollar, and I totally get it. I don't know. I refuse to pay fee-based prices. Like if I wanted to pay fee-based prices, I would just pay on them, on their site. Like I wouldn't buy it, but I get it. I mean, everybody wants top dollar for their book.
Well,
But I'm with Rock. I think the book will drop in price. It'll have a little dip. What's a little dip when you're talking about almost a $6,000 book? You might be talking about $1,000, or who knows? But still, it's $1,000 that's in your pocket.
So the thing is, I do feel a price correction will be happening, because I do feel like these prices are artificially, like, it's in a bit of a bubble, I find. But I don't think you're going to get like this drastic crash like some people are fearing. I think it's just going to be a slight price correction just to normalize it. But I don't think you're going to see those Hulk 181s or any of those, like the ASM 129s, coming back to those prices that you saw like 2 months ago. I feel
like the hottest books. I feel like the hottest books to have right now and to hold, even though the prices are going crazy on these books, but just some of the books that come in mind are Hulk 181, Giant Size X-Men 1, Fantastic Four 1, Fantastic Four 4. Those 4 books really stand out to me. And yes, I get it. Society is moving forward. The vaccine is getting out, which means more people are going to be working. But I don't think there's going to be like a dramatic crash where, like, if you bought this book for $5,000 now, any of those books, right? Like any of those books I just named, you're talking thousands of dollars. You're not getting any of those books under $1,000, no matter what grade you buy. I don't think there's going to be a dramatic crash. I do think there'll be a correction, but at the same time, when those characters do come, so like your X-Men, your Submariner, your Wolverine, you're still going to get those, like, boom. You're still going to get that bump and that spike. Yeah. So just don't sell just to, sell because it's losing money or there's like a bubble or whatever, right? So just keep that in mind as well.
Yeah, and Star Wars Fiend, I'm totally with you. This is why I'm trying to make some moves so I can start getting those X books that I've been sitting on, just because I know that once Feige mentions anything X related, those books will start heating up. So yeah.
Star Wars Fiend, can you do me a favor? Message me on IG, because last week I was going to message you about something. I totally forgot, so this will remind me. Message me on IG. I got a few questions to actually ask you.
I mean, the thing with like the X-Men, and I mean, not necessarily so much the Fantastic Four, because
Fantastic Four #1 has just been like if you look at the graph and the sales, like in the last, like, I think it's like 15 months, it's just like going up, man. And once they drop, we already do know that there is already a movie coming, but it's probably going to be like 2025, 2026, maybe further, depending on where we are with this virus and how society goes and blah, 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 blah. But as soon, how it goes, Face, as soon as something drops, people are going to go nuts for it. That's just the way it works.
Well, the thing is, like with Fantastic Four, whenever, we get some kind of announcement with those, those issues are, like you were saying, they're already big. They're already, several $1,000 issues in some cases. And for the most part, that's what you're going to see, especially with, the first movies and everything like that. They're going to probably stay focused on like the central characters. And whoever the villain's going to be is probably going to be an older villain, probably Doctor Doom.
I hope not. I hope it's. I hope
we're hoping to see him pretty soon in Fantastic.
I would think that they would. I feel like Doom is someone you need to lead into, not someone that you want to throw right. Like you don't want to give away your hand and throw Doom right away.
I agree, but I think they're going to tie the origins in together. You know what I mean? And probably show some of that. They may not show him as Doom in the first movie, but I think maybe we'll see Victor show up.
Yeah.
At least, so those older issues that are several $1,000s are already established. With X-Men, though, you have a different split. Like you have those issues with, obviously X-Men 1, Giant Size X-Men, Hulk 181 and everything. But you also have this different level of keys with X-Men, where you got like the first Rogue and Gambit and Jubilee and Archangel. And these are more affordable and more attainable right now. But yeah, they're more affordable and attainable right now. But they are skyrocketing. I think those would be the ones that like I would be more concerned about, because you're gonna see obviously across the board spikes, but with 181, how much more is it gonna jump up? Because of that spike.
Dude,
it'll jump up.
I'm telling you right now, and laugh in the chat, laugh, disagree, whatever. Here is my only recommendation, and again, this is just me. I'm not sponsored by Marvel, Hulk, Wolverine, nobody. This is just my opinion. You see what's going on with the Miles book, okay? I'm pretty sure, like, outside of, and I don't want the DC people coming in here and be like, well, Newbie, Batman, or Super. No. I'm talking Marvel, straight Marvel. Outside of Spider-Man, I think one of the most popular, and you can debate it. It's totally up to you, but you just got to look at everything. I think Wolverine is after Spider-Man is probably Wolverine is more popular. And once he comes back into the MCU, which X-Men is coming, so I doubt that they're going to do X-Men without Wolverine, that book will jump. And I think that Hulk 181 is the Amazing Fantasy 15 of the Bronze Age. I really, truly believe that when we look back 20 years from now, it will be up there. I really do believe that. If you think the price now are crazy, just think about when he's dropped. Like
none of that really matters, because for most of the comic community, because if this book is unattainable at $5,000, what the fuck does it matter if it goes to $10,000 or anything like that? Because it's just more unattainable. You're going to see more people going after some of these lesser keys. Yes, all of the boards across will have the spike, but these lesser keys are going to be, you're going to see some of those jump up into unattainable ranges. Like Rogue, Gambit, and you're already starting to see it.
Yeah, I sold my Gambit and I sold my Rogue, so I'm a little pissed off because I sold both of those books. Like, I think way too early. You know, I think I even
told you that. I think I even told you that you kind of may have jumped the gun on those, because
that's what I'm saying. Like, those are the issues right now. Like, because they're still just on that range of attainable, you want to grab them before they fucking jump through the roof.
Yeah.
But I think I kind of understand what Face is saying. Like, don't get me wrong, Hulk 181 still has room for growth, but I think in terms of percentage jump, I think those keys that Face mentioned, those probably have a higher percentage in terms of growth.
Which one, Face? You have always been, and you talked about this on Grail vs. Grail last month, because I think your vote was for Giant Size X-Men 1, and I think Giant Size X-Men actually beat Hulk 181. I can't remember. I do have the results because our show next week is round 2 of that.
No, it was 181 that beat.
181? Okay, but Face, I think, was the one that was on Giant Size X-Men 1. You're big on that, and you actually think that one will be bigger than Hulk 181, right? That's your vote?
It's not so much that, see, for me, it's not so much that I think it's going to be bigger or anything like that. It's just playing the odds, really. I mean, like, you have more chances of it to be bigger because you've got a wider variety of characters.
Yeah.
So if they give us a piss poor portrayal of fucking Wolverine, especially with the way that they've done things in the Marvel universe, they can immediately move away from him and into like Laura Kinney if they have a good portrayal of him. Yeah. Whereas we see, like somebody come in and kill it as Storm or Nightcrawler, you're gonna see those things, rise. And it's just that there's more characters and everything like that. So you've got varying odds, and they're around the same price ranges anyway. So
I do I do agree that Giant Size X-Men, you can cast a wider net because there's a lot more chances that,
and you still got that early Wolverine. So
the only thing, though, my only counter to that is that one appearance, like Wolverine, like, I mean, everyone has their favorite X-Men, but I if you were to be objective, I would say that Wolverine is the most popular X-Men like if you talk X-Men to anyone, usually one of the first names that comes up is Wolverine. He's pretty much like the flagship of the Wolverine, team. His first appearance, this is just my opinion, pretty much trumps the other three that are in GSX1.
No doubt. I completely agree with you on it. On the other hand, let's say hypothetically, and because we all know that this is never gonna fucking happen, but let's just say hypothetically something did happen where there was a huge market shift to issue 180 being his first appearance.
Oof, that's gonna take a huge shift.
And bottom drops that, yeah, like you know what I mean, like just it's just with giant size X-Men, you get more characters. There's no debate in it. I would just personally rather have that issue from my collection. That would be the one I'd go after first. I'd go after both of them for sure.
So I sorry, Hyper, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just gonna to Face's point. I do think that between the two issues 181 and GSX1, between now and in the next year or two, I do feel GSX1 will cover more ground in terms of growth than 181, just for the mere fact that if mutants are announced, I mean, both issues will gain traction, but I feel that X-Men book will probably gain more of a higher percentage growth between the two.
So first off, Rock, same thing that I said to Star Wars thing. Do you mind messaging me on IG? I was gonna ask you. I had you in Star Wars Fiend. I wanted to ask you guys some questions about some things that you guys said last week, and I totally forgot. So just to remind me, if you can, Newbie Comics on Instagram, message me. Okay, so here's a question I want to ask you guys before we get into our comic news and comic spec, because this is just, I love the conversation. Don't get me wrong. I love the conversation. So if you were, say, and I'm going to break some news here, people. I'm going to break some news. No, this isn't the announcement. This is not the announcement at all. But I'm going to break some news here. So get ready. Because I'm not like karate chopping like Otto or anything like that. No, okay? But if you had a giant size X-Men 1, what would you do with it right now? Would you sell it?
Fuck
no. Hold it. It's a definite hold. If your intention was to sell it, like obviously if I had that book that wouldn't actually be,
yeah, like if your intention when you
I would never sell the motherfucker anyway.
Right? Like if you just bought that book as an investment, you would hold it, right?
It's a definite hold.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. So would you hold it in the left hand or would you hold it in the right hand? Which hand would you hold it in?
Preferably both.
Casual drop.
So I'm dropping this. This will be in one of my videos with another unboxing of a few books.
But dude, yeah,
I just came
with your video. You should have.
No, dude. There's other books, but yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not as big as this. Trust me. When I get home from work, I come home and make sure that this is like in my possession. I'm like, oh, okay, it's there. Whew. All right. So, yeah. So this is I busted this out. I had to on Tony Sands' show last Friday because he does these like wrestling match style things, and it was tied 2-2. I needed to win. First one, 3 best out of 5, so I needed 3. And we were down to 2-2. I needed to bust out a win so I could challenge the champion, and I had to bust this out. So, yeah. So I bought this. I got it at a really good deal. The gentleman that I bought it from lives in my city. So, I literally just met him. I was like, hey, here's your cash. He gave me a really solid deal on it that I thought was really good. But, yeah, it's straight investment. I hope that this – and I ask because I really hope that this pays for my Tales of Suspense one day. Tales of Suspense 39, right? So,
and by the way,
the reason I brought it. So,
and by the way, the reason why we're not so shocked is because he already showed us this book before. So it's like, trust me, if you would have whipped this out like spontaneously without me, I would have probably had a bigger reaction. But
and it probably will pay for your Tales of Suspense, a couple down the road when everybody's forgotten about RDJ playing Iron Man and he goes back to being a D-list character, right, Hyper?
Relax. But here's why I'm saying that I've got more books for that video because I got 4 slabs here. So,
but you're saying that you already showed your creme de la creme.
That's okay. people in this community want to see comics. That's all, like, so it doesn't matter. But, the people that are in here, you got to see Newbie show off Giant Size X-Men #1. So, and I got it, if you didn't tell, it's a 5.5. So, I mean, it's not like, it's not where you want to be. So
that's nothing to sniff at.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a 9.8.
Yeah, right. So, all right. Oh, dang, man. Yeah. So you guys can see why, like, the last couple, like, if you guys saw me the day I drove it here, like, it's crazy, man. Like, when I got home, I had to tell my girl, like, how much I spent on it. Like, she knew, but, I'm coming home every night after work and just coming to make sure it's still there. Like, it's just so.
You should have seen him when he showed it to us. He put it up in a stand on the camera and was in the background fucking skipping around and shit.
All right, let's get into comic news, guys, before we get into the comic spec. So that's basically kind of why I was asking about Giant Size X-Men. I'm loving the fact that, like, you guys say hold and everybody in the chat is saying hold. So that's pretty good.
I don't think anyone, I mean, like I said, unless you're hard pressed for cash, and let's say if you bought this maybe when it came out, obviously, or when you bought this 9 years ago for a much cheaper price.
Yeah, maybe, I would sell it in a heartbeat. Yeah.
But you just recently acquired this, so this is definitely a hold, because I think there's definitely a higher ceiling for this book.
Yeah. All right, I'll kick things off, but yeah, if you guys haven't already heard, Falcon and Winter Soldier are coming out this Friday. It's going to be really, it's kind of funny to me because even though we know the show is coming out this Friday, there's people that are still going to be, scrambling around next week and 2 weeks from now and 3 weeks from now, trying to find these books that we were already talking about with Winter Soldier. But yeah, we finally get it. We only had to wait, 2 weeks basically from the first episode to the last episode of Wanda. I think we're going to be a little more prepared in what we think we're going to get in these shows, right? Wanda was the first one, so we didn't know what to expect. Now we have something that we can compare it to. I know Face is going to love this, but this one is probably going to be a little more action-packed, a little faster in the sense of action and things like that. Like, the first 3 episodes of Wanda weren't the greatest. They were pretty slow. I mean, I shouldn't say they're not the greatest, but they were just slow, right? Yeah. No, I love the show. And, I said it. There's a lot of people that said, it was slow. It was slow, but you needed to.
I agree with you.
Right. Yeah. I think this one is going to just be like jam-packed, like, let's go action. It's not going to be as slow. So some of the news, there is a new trailer that dropped, new clips, things like that. We've already seen a few scenes. Like, I feel like I've already seen like half the show. Kidding, but it seems like I've already seen a few things. The next set of news, obviously, is that we are getting Darkseid, Steppenwolf, Deathstroke, and the Joker in Justice League Dark, which comes out this Thursday. There was also that video of Deathstroke that came out.
What?
Wait, Justice League Dark?
Did I say Justice League Dark? No, I meant Justice League. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe it was animated.
No.
I seriously, I thought there was like an animated or something. I didn't.
I thought it was a comic series.
No, just Justice League. There also was that video that was leaked of Deathstroke, but apparently it was like Ben Affleck in the suit, and just he leaked it because he really wants that character to be in it. So who knows if we're actually going to see it? At this point, who knows how long Ben Affleck is going to be the Batman? But yeah, there's a ton of news coming out for the Justice League. Obviously, it's the week of the release. There's a lot of things in magazines and clips and this and that. So, just be on the lookout for it. Again, you guys know where I stand with this. I can't get super excited because I've just been let down so many times. So I don't think this is going to change my opinion on DC. And I think a lot of us have that opinion. Like, I don't think it's going to be like, oh my God, like, we're not going into this being like, oh my God, this is my opinion.
And I'm with you on that one. I'm not sure if people are treating this. By the way, if you play that drinking game, I think you're gonna need a liver replacement.
It won't be long.
Hey, remember, it's Spanish up here, and it takes a while to get to English right here. So
I'm kind of with you on this one. I kind of feel like people are like, don't get me wrong, Zack Snyder is a competent director, but they're treating him like he's like going to be like the messiah of this movie, that he's going to suddenly like turn this whole franchise around.
That's what they did with Suicide Squad 2, though. Remember that, right? Like, and I fell for that trap too, because I remember buying all that Suicide Squad stuff too, and I thought, okay, this is going to be their like saving grace. Because then you look at the lineup too, right? You got Will Smith, you got Margot Robbie, like you just have all these characters, and you're like, okay, how can they fail? And then they do, right? So like, I don't want to just get my hopes up. And you guys know how I feel about the Aquaman thing. I mean, I don't think it's terrible. It's just I know some of the numbers, like you always get those number people, right? Where like, oh, well, Aquaman sold this much. Yeah, 100%. But I'll tell you right now, when I went to go see Aquaman, like I knew that there was this big group of like 25 women that just went to see it because they saw Jason Momoa without a shirt. I know my mom and her girlfriends went to see that movie. They don't follow comics at all. But why did they? Because they wanted to see Jason Momoa without a shirt. So some of those numbers are kind of like not accurate. You know what I mean?
No, they are entirely accurate, because if you believe that they're not going to go see Aquaman fucking 2 because Jason Momoa is going to be in there shirtless, those same people are still going to be there. Like, they're accurate numbers. They're targeting that demographic, and it's been successful. So, they're going to be there. They're going to do the same things with the second movie.
I mean, I mean, they clearly knew what they were doing when they cast Jason Momoa. Like, you're not going to see Danny DeVito playing Aquaman.
But the thing with DC is, and especially with the Zack Snyder movie, like first of all, there's a whole lot of problems going into this shit. They're remaking a movie that's already been made and wasn't good. So that's kind of, whether you have faith in Snyder or not, it's one thing that's kind of already sketchy in terms of looking at it. Mm-hmm. That first trailer, man, that shit kind of really. It actually hurt my anticipation of the movie just because of the fucking song choice that he used in it. Like, you made Watchmen and put Hallelujah in that movie during a sex scene. What the fuck would possess you to use it on a trailer for another movie that you're making? Like, that shit makes no sense.
Man, tell me how you really feel. Jesus.
I'm just saying, like, that trailer, man, that hurt for me. But seeing the later trailers, like, I want to really like this movie and everything. I just don't know what their plans are for it moving forward, because the DCEU is such a fucking scrambled mess. Yeah. Like, does anybody even care anymore? Just scrap it and start over.
The problem with DC is like they're trying to play catch up with Marvel, and I think they really just have to kind of have a course of action of their own. And listen, the reason why Marvel worked the way it did is because they took their time, and they spent almost, like, the first Iron Man movie came out in 2008, and Avengers came out in 2012, so 4 years later. So in between that, you had time to build a Captain America, an Iron Man, a Thor, and then that's why they came together in Avengers in 2012. You had more of an investment as the actors that were playing those characters, because you saw them in their own individual films. The mistake with DC from the get-go was they basically shoehorned all these characters in a Justice League movie, then they gave them individual movies after the fact. So it's like they're going in reverse. So
I mean, that's the thing. Marvel kind of took the time to establish, who these characters were, and they didn't give us anything that was, like vastly different depictions. Kind of updated them for the times and everything like that, but the characters at the core were essentially the same characters, and DC kind of, like you said, they more just jumped into it and didn't really get the characters fleshed out, and that's kind of hurt them in the long run. Like Wonder Woman was a great movie. I actually just watched Wonder Woman 84.
I hope Lasso is in here. I have not watched that movie yet.
Which one? The sequel?
Wonder Woman, the sequel. Yeah, the sequel. I watched the first one. I haven't watched the second one.
I just watched it, and like I really felt like, well, I told you guys, like, it felt like Raiders of the Lost Ark to me. Like, Wonder Woman didn't need to be there. The end result seems like it should have been the same. So.
Oh shoot! Easier. Damn. I mean,
by the way, speaking of Lasso, he was on No Good Comics channel yesterday, where he kind of did a profile. Yeah, so definitely check out No Good Comics channel to learn more about Lasso, one of our friends of the community. So,
Yeah. One of the good guys. Yeah. And I said at the start of the show, go check out that interview that No Good does. He does them all the time on Saturdays. So who knows if he's looking for new people, message him up. But even Justin, he's a solid dude. I appreciate what he's doing in the community. Dream of August. Yeah. I mean, I think it could be sooner than 10 years, but we'll see.
Man, that's a tough call because there's still money to be made there off of Batman. Batman's gonna sell regardless, so I don't know.
Yeah.
I really hope that's not the case. I mean, as much as people think that as much as people think it's going to be a good thing if Marvel buys out DC, but listen, I'm a wrestling fan, and I know what happened to WWE when they bought their competition WCW in 2001 or 2000. I felt after they bought out their competition, the product became a lot more staler because they didn't have that incentive to compete, and the product suffered. Sorry?
Yeah, well, and did anybody really think that they were gonna bring like WCW, the wrestlers, over as like, the collective group that they were sort of representing WCW, and all of a sudden they were gonna fucking win in WWE? Like, that's asinine. And Marvel would never do that either. You're not gonna get DC and bring over Superman and be like, yeah, he's fucking strongest. No, like they're gonna do something to him, if that would ever happen.
Yeah, it's just the competition is a good thing, and it kind of keeps everyone on their toes, making sure. Yeah. In any industry, you don't want just one guy ruling the roost. You need people to kind of check to check your moves.
Man,
yeah, DC really does need someone.
Feige's contract ever went up, and DC got him. Like I could see him, and this is a sports analogy, but like I could totally see, like I see DC as like the New York Knicks. Okay, and if you don't know what that means, talk to somebody who knows sports, okay? But I look at DC as the New York Knicks, and I see them like, they always go after these like big time coaches or these big time executives to run their thing, but they're like past their prime. It's like when the Knicks hired Phil Jackson, and it was like, it's kind of over. I think if they got somebody who knew what the hell they were doing, kind of like Kevin Feige, like that contract would be massive. But I also think that Kevin Feige probably wouldn't go into DC until like he's like 95 years old. You know what I mean? Like that's just.
But see, that's my point. See, what worked is they had a singular vision for all these movies, and they were able to kind of work towards that. It's not like I'm not sure how DC runs their ship, but I'm willing to bet that that's not the case in their end, where they don't have like one guy that has like a long-term plan 10, 15 years from now, where we see this. Like, that Feige had the whole Thanos Infinity Gauntlet storyline planned well before it happened. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but the Kevin Feige thing, like, I understand what you guys are saying, but the thing is, DC has had, does have, whatever, they have that, and regardless of any of the other bullshit surrounding him, Jeff Johns has been an amazing comic writer. He knows comics, and he knows what he's doing. That's not so much the problem, I think, with DC as it is the fact that Warner Brothers wants billion-dollar movies now, and they're not taking into account that you had fucking Iron Man and the Incredible Hulk, and none of those were billion-dollar movies at first.
I have to agree with
4 movies, they build up to that billion-dollar movie, and then it took how many more movies before they hit $2 billion.
Yep, 100%.
And Warner Brothers just wants them to put out every fucking movie and make $1 billion, and you can't do that. It's not possible.
Mm-hmm.
Really quickly, there's 3 more pieces of news. 2 of them kind of go together, so we'll just kind of pass through them. But we also have some Flash confirmed. And if you guys were following me on Instagram, kind of the captions I did were they were just funny. I didn't mean to, I know there's a lot of Flash fans, and that's cool. It's not my favorite character. But yeah, we got a few confirmed castings, I guess you could say. So we got Kirstie Clemens. She's confirmed to return as Iris West. And then we got Marbelle Veru. She's coming back.
Verdu.
Yeah, Verdu. She's coming back as Barry Allen's mother in The Flash. So who knows?
That was an interesting choice. I think I commented on your post on that one.
Yeah.
Because I've seen her in internet, like the only movie I saw her in, like, because she's a predominantly Spanish actress that acts in those foreign films that I saw in film class. So to cast her as Barry Allen's mom, interesting choice.
I think, and you know what? I think this is actually where they're going to try and turn it around with DC.
Yeah, 2 more pieces actually. Sticking with DC, and after this, it'll be 1 more piece before we get into the comic spec. But it was just announced actually that there might be some lanterns in this Justice League. If you go to cbr.com, they actually have one of their stories as the lanterns might be there, might be connected. Something's going on with the lanterns, so be on the lookout for that. Just keep this in mind. The guy that plays Cyborg is done. They probably won't have Cyborg. They're already confirmed to have the guy who's playing Martian the Manhunter come in. So maybe we're going to see it changing to the guard. Maybe we see the Green Lanterns. You know, we do know that the Green Lanterns has a show. Maybe they connect it. Who knows? But I do know that that's a missing piece when it comes to the Justice League, like having the Green Lantern, and he's not actually there. The last piece of news. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Face.
Hold up. The Flash movie. I think the reports on that are that they're going to center it around Flashpoint.
From what I'm hearing, I could be wrong. I'm not the biggest Flash fan to begin with.
I mean, that would make sense, and especially if they're talking about, you know, his mom is going to be back. She's really, I mean, for the most part, she's been important to, you know, his origin and obviously Flashpoint. So maybe like hopefully they're going to use Flashpoint to try and reboot the DCEU. But you got to wonder, even if they do it that way, how's that going to affect all the other properties? Because you know that they're still continuing on with Aquaman. You know that they're still probably going to go on with Wonder Woman. Like,
it's gonna be interesting. And I've said this from the start too. Like Ezra Miller, I mean, when I look at him, I don't really see a Flash or a superhero. So it is what it is. Last piece of news before we get into the spec, and this one touches home for me in a way. Just if you guys know what I'm trying to find and what I'm trying to collect right now. Face, we've had this conversation a few times. It was kind of interesting once I posted this on Instagram. Actually, I think it was a few days ago or yesterday. I can't really remember. But we have Jason Gunn debunks the rumor that casting for Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy 3 is underway. When asked, he answered, "There is no casting underway for Volume 3. And in what world would I only cast a Caucasian if the character has gold skin?" He also added, because people think that he's getting Zac Efron, he said, "And if I wanted a Zac Efron type, wouldn't I go to Zac Efron? Where do you get this nonsense?"
Well, it was weird because they were actually saying that he did cast Zac Efron, not a Zac Efron.
Yep.
So they were literally saying he went to Zac Efron, but whatever.
Yeah. So I take this one of 2 ways. One, you know, we can kind of see where things are going. So, you know, to keep somewhat of a mystery or a surprise, he's got to come out and be like, no. It's just like a coach, you know. When a player wants to get traded, they're like, no, he loves it here. He's all good. Then watch when the player gets traded. Like, I mean, he didn't want to be here. So whatever. I guess in movies, and especially these kinds of movies, you have to say that, like, hey, you know, no, we're not doing that. No, there's no Adam Warlock. However, I mean, none of us are stupid. They did the Cocoon. Wow, I don't know how to stutter, but that was like
Newbie. I choose you.
They had the Cocoon, right in the last Guardian. So like, we saw the spikes after that movie on Fantastic Four 67, right? So a lot of people are just assuming now, hey, this is going to be a thing. He's eventually going to come. So me personally, I am,
dude, Newbie, I almost refreshed my browser.
I thought he was stuck on stereo.
Yo, if you keep pointing out my flaws, man, we might have to talk about your YouTube contract here. So,
well, that's what we're here
for.
But no, I just think that the book to have when it comes to Adam Warlock isn't, and you guys know I'm huge on the Fantastic Four, right? Like that is my thing. Fuck, I'm like thinking about what is going to put on his show on Saturday night. I'm a big fan of like Thor 165 is the winner of those books, right? Like I love Fantastic Four. I think Fantastic Four 67 is an ugly cover. Even though I like white covers, I just think it's just not a really good cover.
The Cocoon, right?
So, I don't know. But if you look at the prices, because my argument today was with like Face and like a few people, not argument, just conversation rather, is I went and looked at what that cover or what Thor 165 was going for. And in a 1 week difference, and I think I was having this conversation with Punch, Tiger, like a bunch of guys. If you go back like a week ago, like a 7.0 was selling for like $750. Now a 7.0 is going for like almost $900, $1,000, $1,100. It's like just crazy to me because like they're literally saying no, we're not doing anything, but yet the book still keeps climbing. So it's like, man, what is going on?
I'll give it a week or two and see where that book is.
Well, I have mine. Mine is sent off to CGC, so I'm good.
But keep in mind, sometimes collectors and speculators don't always take what the directors and casting people are saying at face value because they know that they've been swerved a bunch of times where people have denied things and it ends up coming to be. So just because someone puts a presser saying that this is not the case, it doesn't mean that they're generally going to take it at face value.
I mean,
yeah,
I love Adam Warlock as a character and the storylines that he's been in, but shit, he's a tough sell, I think, cinematically. And I think people are just getting hyped up in who that they want casted for him.
I think when he comes, he might have a big, huge future, but I think it's going to be a while. Like I think people, like even in Guardians of the Galaxy 3, I think you might just get a little clip of it.
Cameo.
Well, the problem is outside of the Infinity Gauntlet storyline, initially with Thanos and everything like that, everything about Adam Warlock is a tough sell because there's a lot of, there's a lot of deep philosophy that goes into it. There's some crazy ass time travel bullshit involved. Like it's just, it'll be interesting. I would love to see like if James Gunn's doing it. Great. I feel confident that he could probably pull that off. I'm not sure who else I would like to see doing that take though. Like,
all right, guys. So that was it for comic news. This is where the popcorn starts to get hot, and I hope you got your Coronas or whatever you're drinking ready, pencil sharpened. Maybe eBay's, usually Mel and Ultra are always telling people, hey, have your eBay's ready. I don't know. I just try to give the best information I have from what I gather and everything like that. So it is what it is. Again, guys, this is the spec of the week. Dan is already on glass 3. Wow. I'm on beer 3. So yeah. Like I said, guys, this is newbie spec of the week. We're going to get into it. Again, I always like to put this disclaimer. There's no proof or facts that this stuff is happening. This is just based on reading, social media, things like that.
Hey, Newbie.
Yo.
Before we jump into the spec, actually, I just had an idea pop into my head that I want to run by Hyper real quick.
Okay.
So from now on, when we're doing the new comic book day stuff and we're talking about the issues that we read and everything like that,
yeah,
we can start giving our viewers a better idea of like how good the series is or whatever. We'll use a rating scale. 1 Chewy, 2 Chewies, 3 Chewies.
I thought you actually gave me a serious suggestion.
All right, so.
Oh, nice! For the first time,
I think that's the first time I've ever blocked face.
That was totally a serious suggestion, bro.
Face.
Okay, so eventually I'm gonna have to, eventually maybe I'll be here by myself. Who knows, right? But yeah. All right, yeah. Like Hidden said, better pay attention. I appreciate that, man. All right, newbie spec of the week. I always want to say this before we do the spec of the week. And my guys will tell you when I talk about a book, it's usually because I'm looking for it, buying it, have it, things like that. No, none of us are trying to pump dump, I'm not trying to steer you clear, and I never want to let you buy something just because I'm saying it, because I'm a nobody, to be honest. I just like comics. So yeah, just keep that in mind, okay? I don't want somebody like stacking a book that I mentioned and then be like, yo, Newbie, man, what the fuck? I bought like 100 copies of this. It didn't work out. You know, it happens sometimes, okay? So with that said, Newbie Spec of the week. Let's go. First book up. Here we go. Is everybody excited? And guys, I do want to let you guys know, Face, Keys, like nobody really knows the spec I do until this moment. So like even them, their reactions sometimes it's like it is authentic. Like we're not scripted here. So just keep that in mind. First book. Well,
someday.
So speaking of Winter Soldier and Falcon, there I did it again. Falcon and Winter Soldier. We got Captain America 290. What is this book? First off, I think it's a dope cover. I really like this cover. I like the negative effect it's got, with just all that black. I really do like that. So this is the first appearance of Mother Superior, who becomes Sin. A lot to take in, but who is Sin? She's the daughter of Red Skull. Possibly a character we could see. Raw copies sell anywhere between $20 and $20 apparently. That's supposed to say 20 and 60. But yeah.
That's a well-defined fucking price range right there.
I didn't even notice that until you pointed it out.
Yeah, a 9.4.
So if you don't find that song fit for $20.
A 9.4 CGC just sold for $90 Canadian, which is pretty good.
More than 20.
For 9.4, that's not bad actually.
Yeah, that really, right? So, and especially because you got all the white and all the black. So I don't know. I didn't really take a look at that 9.4 to see if like it was maybe like crackable and you could press it and do all that stuff to bump it up. But who knows? But again, guys, it's a character that I think we might see again when we get into these might sees because of the show. It's going to be very interesting to see who we actually get. I mean, a lot of people were holding Mephisto. It's probably going to be one of those things where like every week we're going to be like, oh no, it's this character or this, that's just going to happen. We saw it with Wanda, so we're going to see it with here. I think it's just going to be a little bit easier with this one because there's no magic or multi-universes and things like that. But again, definitely a book I would be on the lookout for. Captain America 290.
Pretty good.
I mean, as far as Sin goes, there's been reports that she may show up in Falcon and Winter Soldier. I don't know if she'll necessarily show up there, but there's a good chance that you'll probably see her. It seems like the MCU especially, and even in the comics, they've definitely been taking the turn to get more away from, even with the villains, and especially Hydra and everything like that. They've been getting more away from like the Nazi tie-in, and going more towards like they're just their own evil group that was affiliated with the Nazis at some point. And they've already used Red Skull in the MCU, and kind of he's been relegated to another part now. So Sin makes a lot of sense to see at some point.
And it's not a book that a lot of people were talking about when they were doing their Winter Soldier and Falcon stuff. So it's possible. Again, Sam, thank you so much. When we get to the spec side, you're always on top of your game, so I really appreciate it. So someone is selling a 9.4 now for $122 Canadian on eBay. So it seems like it's gone up as we're getting closer. Again, we want to. Here's the funny thing is, like, we know all this stuff is coming. Like, we know She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Loki's coming, but like people still scatter to find these books like midway through the shows and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to put out information so you guys know what to look for. Again, on Tuesday, we're doing Falcon and Winter Soldier spec before the show starts. But yeah, spoiler alert, this one will be on that show because we will talk about that book a little bit more in advance. Okay, book number 2. We've got West Coast Avengers #1. I know people are thinking, okay, well, wait a minute. West Coast Avengers 45 was the hot book. Yeah. But West Coast Avengers #1 is obviously the first appearance of West Coast Avengers. This thing I've been talking about since the release, and that we've known about the Armored War show. I think if you read that storyline, there are some things you need to take into consideration, like, for instance, characters that we've already seen, characters that have already been in play, which I guess is the same thing. But I think that this one could be a sleeper. You can find this book for $1 to $5. I wouldn't pay more than $2 for a book. I've got 5 copies. I posted about it not too long ago. Yeah, they're out there. I always preach that they're out there in dollar bins and things like that. I picked mine up in Kitchener in that warehouse, but they're out there. Again, you guys always hear me use that term buy-in. The buy-in is super cheap for this. That even if you're rewarded, it might be bigger. Who knows? So just keep that in mind. This one could be, I guess, stackable just because of the fact that, like, if you wanted to get 20 copies and they're like $1 or $2, I mean, you're not, in the grand scheme of things, who knows? It is a tough cover. Again, though, you know, like I will say, it is a white cover, so it is tough to get in super high grade. I know that when I went, the guy had like 40 of them. And I went through all of them, and I really could only find like 5 of them that were like super high grade. So, you know, just keep that on the lookout. That's all. Mm-hmm. Anything you gentlemen want to add to this, or?
No, I mean, I completely agree. It's almost like I can't seem to run away from this book. This book always seems to pop up wherever I go in any LCS shop. So it's, supply is definitely not low in this book. You can easily find this.
I think the key is getting it in super high grade, just because of everywhere you can find it, right? So, like, that they're out there. You just got to find the really good and high grade ones. That's all.
Yeah, and for the buy-in, it's definitely not bad to pick up. I mean, a couple of dollars for. If they ever do something with West Coast Avengers, yeah, you could see it.
Sana, good morning. It's 6 a.m. there. I don't know what you're doing up, but thank you so much for joining. Sana is one of my favorite comic people. And even though we haven't done any work together, collaborated or anything, though, I'm telling you, there's something in the works. She probably doesn't even know that, but yeah, definitely. You guys don't know who Sana is. Make sure you guys go check her out.
So you just sprung a show on her and she doesn't even know about it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%. Sana's one of I loved doing shows with her, man. She's so fun. And,
all our viewers out there,
she talks so much shit. So
that's the thing. If you like the abuse that Newbie takes on this show, watch him when he gets together. That shit's even worse.
If anything, I drink more on those shows than anything, but yeah. So Sam is saying he can't find anything on this book, CGC on eBay. Yeah, there's not many, man, but
nobody fucking wants it.
Yeah. Speaking of Sam, definitely check out her channel because she did those dope WandaVision specs.
Yeah.
Not specs, sorry, review shows where
And I think she's gonna do Winter Soldier as well.
Yeah. So, and she has her own little unique insight onto these episodes. Yeah. So definitely check those out.
Yeah. All right. The next book number 3. Young Avengers number 5. Again, is it the greatest cover? No. White, very hard to get in high grade, but let's look at what the importance is here. First team appearance of the Young Avengers. Who's in that team? Well, we got Kate Bishop, Wiccan, Hulking, Kid Loki, America Chavez, and Noir.
Is that like the official? Because I actually don't know. Is that the official notation for that as far as their first team appearance?
So it wasn't issue 1 because I never actually read this series.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Was it on issue 1?
I don't know either.
I know it's a weird situation with them and how they played it out in the comics. Like they weren't actually a team, I guess, for the first few issues or whatever. I'm just not sure how they notated it.
I'm also looking, like, the reasons that this one kind of spoke to me were just because of the team members in the team, right?
Right.
So Kate Bishop, we know, is coming. Wiccan, Hulking, I think are coming. I think that they could capitalize on those 2 characters. Kid Loki, I think we'll see in the Loki show. America Chavez, we already know America Chavez is coming. And then Marvel Boy himself. I think that's going to be something huge. I haven't talked about it on a big scale or on any of my shows in the past, but I do believe in Marvel Boy as well. So when I looked at, okay, well, let's see where all these characters kind of join together, if at all, this book came, and I was like, okay, so this is kind of crazy because raw copies, when you can find them, the only sales you can find are $5 to $15 Canadian. But it's, for the most part, a ghost unless you're buying the whole set. So a lot of things on eBay have it as like 1 to 5 or, something like that. Like you hardly see this book alone.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's one of those books that, like, even if you buy super low right now, who's to say that the reward isn't big?
Yeah, this would be something that you could probably find not so much online, like you said, in those eBay stores, but it might be something that you might want to start. You could probably find in those LCSs that have like a large back catalog of back issues.
Yeah,
that's where you might be able to find this, because I don't think shops are going to be pricing this like at like 50. They're probably going to put this at cover price and sticking this in a long box.
100%. Yeah, and again, like Hyper had talked about earlier, like in our back chat, like he went to a shop and he kind of almost had to hide a book because the shop owner, was pricing them on eBay. Like, I don't think you're going to get this because they're going to look at this book and be like, okay, whatever.
That's crazy because, and I spoke to someone else about it. It seems like that's happening more and more these days, where you do your digging through those long boxes, you go to the cash register, and then that's when they start looking up on eBay and everywhere else. And then they start pricing it like that. I'm like, I think you said this earlier on the show. If I wanted to pay eBay prices, I'd go on eBay.
Yeah,
that shit is crazy to me. Listen, okay, if you're gonna do that and you're a fucking retailer, do that shit before you put it on the shelf. Look it up on eBay, price the motherfucker, and put a sticker on it.
But here's my thing, though. Like the excuse that they always say is, I didn't have time to price it. They're all in my back stock and all that. Well, then treat me like an employee in that case, because I literally just did the work for you, where I just pulled out some gems out of my own back issues that I had to dig myself. So give me some employee discount then, because technically I just worked for you for free, picking up these keys.
Yeah, for me, if I go into an LCS and I pick up a comic book and take it to the cash register and ask how much I want for it, and they pick up their phone or start looking on the computer for a price, I'm no longer interested. If I wanted to do that, I could have bought the shit on eBay myself.
Yeah, but that's why like Newbie said, I kind of had to be a bit strategic, where I'll pick up some filler issues, and then like there's a book that I put on my IG, the second print of Black Panther #2. That's like a $40-50 book, usually on a good grade. So I had to sandwich that book in a couple of my TMNT filler issues, and then brought it to the cash register. So, they know certain issues are selling on eBay, and then some of these other issues, it flies under the radar. So they just kind of, because they're not going to look up everything online.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if I picked 1 or 2 key issues, and that's the only thing I brought to the cache, they have a lot more time to look it up. So.
Yeah. Right. Star Wars Fiends is saying once America Chavez shows up, or he's saying rather, sorry, the comment just flew by. So Star Wars Fiend is saying, I'm throwing this out there and saying America Chavez showing up in Doctor Strange 2, which I think we all knew because that's where it got leaked, right? That actress was leaked in doing that like line or something that America Chavez does in the comics or something. I can't remember what it is, but it got leaked and then people knew that America Chavez was coming. So yeah. So America, I think the expectation is that we're going to get America Chavez in Doctor Strange 2.
It's confirmed. It's confirmed. Feige,
it's confirmed.
In his investor call, he actually did mention that America Chavez is going to appear in Doctor Strange.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, they cast her, didn't they?
Yeah. So he's saying he's just putting this information out there saying that so once America Chavez shows up in Doctor Strange movie, this will lead into this type of Young Avengers MCU version, which a lot of people have said, that's what we're going to get. I still don't see people like getting the proper Young Avenger books. And I think that that's something that later on people are going to pay for, because this is a perfect example of a book that I think people should be on the lookout for and might actually pay extra down the road when realistically you can get it right now. A lot of people are just, hung up on #1. Number 7, I think it is. Number 9, like just
First, I think the first Wiccan, not first Wiccan. What's a speedster's name?
I thought it was Wick.
Wiccan is a speedster, right?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Like,
No,
because
Wiccan, Wiccan is the brother of Speed.
Speed. Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I mixed.
Wiccan is the magic user, like Scarlet Witch. Speed is sort of like Quicksilver.
It's crazy to me too because I looked online today. Well, actually, I didn't look. It just came on the side because eventually at one point I guess I did. But I was looking through eBay and all that stuff. I think that's the first time I called it eBay. Feebay and Vengeance 1. The difference, and you can see it throughout, but like a 9.6 Vengeance 1 is like $300. A 9.8 is like 12 to 1400.
Yeah,
it's Canadian, but like it's just crazy that like that jump when you think, oh, you know what, maybe I'll just get a 9.6 and cash out. It's like,
and
man.
There's a 1 in 25 that goes much higher. That's a ghost.
Yeah,
it's funny because we were talking about the stuff with the DCEU and how they introduce the characters, and the differences with Marvel. Even with like the Young Avengers, they're doing the same things that they did with the initial characters. They're introducing them individually in different projects before they eventually bring them together as a team.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right, guys. So next book, and ladies, next book on Newbie Spec is sticking with Young Avengers, but we got Young Avengers 14. What the hell is this? Well, this is the origin of America Chavez. And we know what happens when people can't afford the first appearance. People usually go into origins or things like that. So that's why I said, if you can't grab Vengeance 1, what are you going to grab? This might be a really good book. This is an undervalued book. I couldn't get any pricing on this one. I couldn't find it on eBay. So Sam, if you're still in here and you got the numbers, let me know. But I don't think this book was pretty expensive. And I don't think the print run was extremely high. And you always hear people talking about that print run stuff. So again, just another book that I think people are sleeping on. Doctor Strange.
With this one though, there is a little problem with it right now. In one of Newbie's later picks, America #1, the new series, it looks like they're actually retconning her origin. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it looks like they're doing some kind of take where it looks like they're doing some stuff with her backstory with her family and everything like that. So there might be some retcons coming in this new series. It's
Something
gonna be
to
interesting.
for.
Yeah.
Wow. Tim is saying I got 2 copies of CGC. One should come back a 9.8 and the other should be a 9.4. Hey, that's not bad. Yeah, especially if you got these, like these are super fairly new. So like I'm assuming you guys grabbed these at cover, right?
I think he's talking about Vengeance 1 that he got 2 copies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Stam is saying the first one that I see is selling. Someone is selling for $5.75. So yeah, this book is super affordable. But yeah, if the information that Face is saying about the recon and all that, who knows? But again, let's face it, we've all made terrible purchases. I don't think that even at $6 Canadian, this is a bad buy.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
Yeah.
It's always a weird situation when they do these retcons because how much does that really affect, like that actual, the initial origin of the character, because they've done it in the past and sometimes it does affect it, sometimes it doesn't. So
yeah. So we'll see. Again, it's a book that's like super cheap. So, just be on the lookout for it. Hood is saying dollar bin love equals ROI.
I agree.
Yep. Man. I've made probably more money flipping in those $1.50 bins than anything, man. It's just crazy because you never know, especially the people in the chat who have been talking about that Kitchener warehouse. I think Tim said, he almost spends like 6 hours in that warehouse. It's true, man. This thing is massive, like massive. And Tim, I will tell you this. I go to the floor, like I go and take a look at the books on the floor too, like the boxes underneath, because I just don't think a lot of people are doing it. And I found gold there. So That's actually where I found my first Spectrum, and I found like 10 copies. So
like my theory is this: you got to go for those boxes that not everyone is physically able to go. Like basically the ones underneath the table, the ones that you need to lift off the shelf. Anything that's like basically at eye level, you know that people are already flipping through those.
Yeah. Mountain Peak Comics. What's up, man? All right. Next book. It all begins here, number 0. I will repeat. It all begins here, number 0. So this is the first cameo of the Ultimates. You guys know the Ultimates. They showed up in WandaVision. Everybody was specking on it, and it happened, right? We got everybody. We got Blue Marvel, America Chavez, Spectrum, Captain Marvel. Pause. No, that didn't happen. It was a spec that a lot of people were talking about. I mean, it's so interesting to me. Mephisto and Blue Marvel, the two characters that everybody was talking about since like episode 2 of that show till the end, people were like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And it just never happened. And it's funny because like before the show ended, you could still find some like minor keys or some minor covers of Blue Marvel. And they were going for like $20. The day after that last episode, they were like nothing. And nobody wanted anything to do with them. But again, look at the characters in this team. And I say this because you have to kind of look. There's so many team ups and characters that just join together on these random teams for short period or long period. But take a look at that team. Blue Marvel, America Chavez, Spectrum, and Captain Marvel. Well, Captain Marvel's still around. Connections to Spectrum, who has connections to Blue Marvel, and America Chavez we're getting. So it doesn't necessarily all have to connect comic-wise, but if we get them in, the movies, who knows? This is not a bad buy-in at all. Raw copies are selling at $25, and that's high grade. So just keep that in mind. It's an interesting cover too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I personally, I didn't know about this cover until like maybe 10 days ago. So I've never really been actively looking at when I go to back issues or these warehouses and stuff, and I'm going through books. I already know in my head, like I've got like 40 books in my head that like I'm going through and I could just pass through because I know what the covers look like.
Yeah.
This one I might have passed through. I just don't know. It's just recently come into the memory bank. Now I know what it looks like. So now I'll be on the lookout for it. But yeah, I might have passed it. I don't know.
It's funny because I agree with you. Like this is not something that comes to my mind like as a visual cue. I think it's issue 1 where I kind of their first full appearance, I guess you could say. I think that's the cover that strikes out at me immediately. Yeah. But this one, yeah, I may have passed on it as well.
Face?
I got nothing.
Oh, okay. I was just
I'm just playing. Actually, I have this issue somewhere.
Okay.
I have it, and the number 1 issue, and yeah, it's definitely a good issue to have in your collection. It's tough to say what they're gonna do as far as that direction goes in anything as live action. I mean, yeah, we do have Captain Marvel obviously still around, and Spectrum still around. America Chavez we know is coming. It seems like they might be angling more towards the Young Avengers with her, but there's nothing to say that in the future they won't put together an Ultimates movie. That would probably be a pretty entertaining movie, to be honest. So I hope they do it.
I can't see this book being in a shop for more than $8 to $10 Canadian.
Yeah, it's probably pretty cheap.
At that buy-in, I'm still willing to bet on it and put it away. Like I really am. So, all right, gang. And the final book for this week, and then we'll get into a little a few announcements and things like that. Before we get to that final book, I do want to thank everybody for joining. We had about 55 to 65 people throughout, so thank you so much. I'm kind of doing it a little differently, so we don't say our goodbyes, and it's just whatever. But so I dropped 2 videos today. The second one was kind of a surprise. I just had it. So I'll be posting the Spec stuff weekly. So if you missed the show and you don't want to go through that 2-3 hour show, you just want to get to the Spec, I'm going to be posting that. I posted the dollar bin finds that I did. Like I said at the beginning, Tuesday, we've got Falcon and Winter Soldier spec. We're going to give you the last spec before the show. Thursday, me and Hyper will be on Team Nerd Herd, 10 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be rolling with them finally, about time. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So we will be posting information and where to find us on there. Saturday, I don't know about the rest of the gang. I know Face is working. I don't know about Keys or Hyper yet. But Saturday, I will be on Spine Ticks with Sith. I am looking forward to the clips that he probably got from today's show. But yeah, I will be on Spine Ticks. So Thursday, Team Nerd Herd, we're repping with them. We're rocking with them. That's going to be a lot of fun. Their shows are always fun. Spine Ticks on Saturday. And yeah, Tuesday, we're going 9:30. Hyper, where can we find you? What's coming up on your channel, bro?
All right. Well, you can find me on IG at hyper.combo.comics. My link to my YouTube is on my IG profile. Still got to work on adding a few more videos on there. But things that are in the works currently, me and Face are still working on a side project that we're still trying to work out some logistical issues, you could say. And as for this week, tomorrow I will be on the Cranky Canadian where Roger Levesque will be interviewing me. So that'll be at 7 p.m. Eastern on Monday.
3 Men in the Basement. Yep.
Yep, in the 3 Men in the Basement channel. Sorry. Yeah, so that'll be on Monday. And like Newbie said, Thursday I'll be repping the crew at Team Nerd Herd. And Saturday for now, I'll be hanging in the chat at Spine Ticks supporting Newbie just because Sith already has plenty of clips on me, so it's selfish for me to take that spotlight from Newbie. I feel like Newbie needs some clips of his own. So,
and guys, I just want to say we're not ending yet. I still got like a book or two to talk about. I'm just trying to get through this stuff, and then we can get to the book. That's all. All right, Face, where can we find you? What's going on with you?
Yeah, like Hyper said, we're working out some of the last details on our weekly show that we're going to be doing. So we'll be bringing that to you soon. And I'm actually going to talk to Keys, and I think I'm going to try and see if I can get him to do a reshoot on the Transmetropolitan video that we did before we actually start that kind of series officially, because on my end, when we were doing the show and everything, I didn't hear any of the echo, but in rewatching it, yeah, it's pretty bad. So I think we're going to try and reshoot it and make it a little more watchable if we can.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys are Face, you guys are doing that every other Monday, correct?
Yeah, I believe that's going to be the day that we're going to be doing it.
Okay, perfect.
Gotta talk. They set a day. His schedule's been a little bit more up in the air right now.
It's a little crazy. So our fourth musketeer, who hasn't been on for a while, he's sleeping. He works at like 3 a.m, guys. So, I don't blame him for not coming on a show that starts at 9:30 Eastern time and goes until about midnight or 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. I don't blame him. So we always try to rep him. He's in our spirit. But make sure you guys go check out Mr. Key Issues on IG at Mr. Key Issues. He posts some videos and things like that. He is the fourth musketeer. He's not on as much, but it doesn't mean that he is not appreciated or on the team. So just keep that in mind. I'm always repping these four. So just keep that in mind. All right, let's get on to the next book. Well, we got the cameo of the Ultimates. So the next book should be the Ultimates #1.
I stole your thunder there.
Yeah. That would make a lot of sense, right? So we got the first appearance of the Ultimates. We could see them as they were not brought in to WandaVision. Raw copies were selling anywhere between $10 and $30. I could see this book dropping a little bit, to be honest with you, to get it into that $10 to $15 range, just because they didn't show up, and now everybody's going to be on kind of Winter Soldier. So that kind of happens in the community, and a lot of people who are holding books, right? They're kind of going on to the next thing. So maybe sell. So I could totally see this book kind of dropping in price. You could probably pick it up. Me personally, I don't think that that's a bad book to hold on to, though. like for future stuff,
No.
I would not be against holding this book.
I mean, it definitely would be a hold on my part. I mean, like it's one of those cases like what have you got to lose kind of situations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Like I said, I've got it. I'm holding on to it. I've only got one, so I'm not looking to get rid of it or anything. But yeah, there's definitely some potential there. It's an interesting team that they could do something with. They had really good, some really good story arcs in the comics, and I could see those being edited.
Yeah.
Hold up, I'm trying to see. Steven said that my link doesn't work, so I'm gonna try.
Yeah, I just checked it. It doesn't work. So
I'm gonna try to
it's
copy
weird.
my link and kind of post it in the chat, or if one of the admins can do that, that'd be appreciated.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I will give you one last book. I have up until next week, but I will give you another book, and this will be the final book here. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Let me know. I enjoy getting messages and when I know people are actually buying these books that I'm putting out there. It's humbling at the same time. It's fearful, especially if you're buying like 100 copies of the book.
Yeah.
It's always fun to know. Like I know Hyper told me, Bricks bought a book, and like in the past, it is a humbling thing. So much appreciated. If you ever want to, shout me out. It means a lot. It just means you guys are listening and you guys are tuning in. So much appreciated. It means a lot. Final book of this week for the Newbie Spec Show is Alpha Flight 33. Wow, you probably weren't expecting that. Alpha Flight 33 is the first appearance of Lady Deathstrike. Again, you guys have heard me talking about. Did I talk about it last week, Hyper, with Wolverine Origins?
I don't think you did.
No, I meant like just overall the Wolverine Origins. So I think I talked about Marvel Presents 72.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So regardless, you guys have heard me say that I believe that they're going to probably redo, as much as people don't want to hear it. I really do think that they're going to go through step one and show us another Wolverine's origin where we could probably see Lady Deathstrike. Raw copies sell anywhere between $1 and $20 Canadian. There is a 9.6 CGC selling at that Kitchener warehouse for $120, but that's with shipping. That's with everything. So I essentially could probably go pick it up and maybe get it for $80. I'm not sure. It's not a terrible buy-in in the sense that you can find this book anywhere. Like I found 3 copies. I've already flipped them because they were just kind of too low grade, but I've already flipped 3 copies. They are out there.
Mm-hmm.
A really good copy is probably going to get you $10 Canadian. That's where you're standing.
It's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those characters that definitely is. I mean, she appeared in the second X-Men movie, and then we haven't seen her since.
She was misused in the movie too.
Yeah, although I am a big fan of the actress who played her, but that's besides the point. They definitely could revisit that character once again because, like Faye said, she definitely was misused compared to how she is in the comics. So.
Yeah, it's a nice issue to have again. First appearance of Lady Deathstrike. It's not old, super old, but it's not the newest thing in the world either, and it's still a pretty good price. So, a decent Wolverine villain to pick up for low price buy-in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's someone that, likely, whenever they do bring Wolverine and they use the shit out of him, which inevitably they will. You're probably going to see Lady Deathstrike show up in some form or fashion.
Yeah. And Sam is saying a 9.8 is selling on eBay for 200. Let's call it 225 Canadian. Is this going to be a $2,000 book? I don't think so. But even if you bought a 9.8 at 225, could it reach $400 or $500? I could see it. I really could. I do think that they're going to have big plans for
the Wolverine stuff, and they're going to treat it a little better than the previous stuff. Again, I always try to remind people, like, X-Men was kind of like the early stages. Like, they were the first ones to kind of do stuff. I know that there was Hulks and things like that, but they were kind of like the first, right? In a way. So yeah, anything that they put out is probably going to be better than the old stuff. I mean, you're talking about like 10 years later from the last one. The CGI, the effects, everything is just better now. So yeah. You guys always hear me talking the low buy-in. It's a buy-in that's really good right now for this book. So just be on the lookout for it. Again, you might find like 5 copies in a dollar bin. I would just be critical of the condition. That's all.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and we're not talking about like a Silver Age book either. So yeah, where you kind of set yourself apart from other collectors who hold a copy is the grade of the books. Right? So
yeah. All right, guys, that is it for the Spec. Now, big announcement. I don't think it's big at all, actually. It's more for the community.
You hyped it up, so let's hear it.
It's more for the community. Well, I kind of wanted to wait until that giant size X-Men. I was gonna say like, hey guys, I got a giant size X-Men. But that happened. If you're just joining us at the end, I am part of this club right here. Giant size X-Men 1. So that's kind of dope. So I was going to say that we've just teamed up with Home Depot. And no, I'm just kidding. Home Depot is not part of this.
Are we building a tree house or something?
Can you imagine? Yeah. Yo, Newbie sign up with Home. No. I will be announcing a 2,000 subscriber giveaway coming soon. I kind of want to do it a little big. I do want to give back to everybody who supports, tunes in.
And that's why I bought Giant Size X-Men number 1.
No. Not even close.
For the good game.
So that was kind of the big announcement. I was hoping to have the books that I wanted to give away. Like, I wanted to show them off. But however, when I did put that, what's it called? The Instagram and the post out, I was at work. So I thought the books were here. When I got home, I was kind of rushing. I couldn't find them. So I just didn't want to rush or anything like that. So I will be putting out a video for that shortly. There's obviously going to be some rules. So it's probably going to just be like North America. If somebody, Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, whatever, even South America,
Zimbabwe.
If you guys want and you guys want to pay the shipping, we could work something out. But for the most part, it will be North America. But yeah, I'm just gonna, 2,000 is a big number. I just want to give back. I didn't really think I would have the success with you guys and you guys tuning in to stuff we do. So I'm about like 200 away. What's that?
Thanks for the vote of confidence.
I just didn't know, man. I've only been doing this for 10 months. So, it is fun. I love talking spec and comics. So it is kind of dope to, have people tune in. I have people message me, be like, man, I can't wait for your show. But so it is humbling, things like that. So I do want to give back because that's, karma, comic karma, things like that. I believe in, so I just want to give back. I've been blessed to have, AOKs and things like that sent my way, and I just want to pay it forward. So just be on the lookout. I'm about 200 away, but we're nearing there. So I do want to give a nice giveaway out. So be on the lookout for that. Like I said, guys, you guys already got my guys' information. So just a quick reminder, tomorrow, Hyper is on the Cranky Canadian 3 Men in the Basement, 7 p.m. Eastern. Tuesday, 9:30 p.m., we're going live with Winter Soldier and Falcon. Man, I did it again. Falcon and Winter Soldier Spec.
What did you say before?
I keep saying Winter Soldier and Falcon.
Okay. Well, that's an innocent mistake.
So we're doing Falcon Winter Soldier Spec on Tuesday at 9:30. Thursday, me and Hyper will be on Team Nerd Herd. So be on the lookout for that. 10 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be having so much fun on there, man. I can't wait.
I'm going to have to troll the shit out of that chat.
Friday, we're gonna probably get our sleep.
Chase, are you gonna be at work at that time?
Listen, that don't matter.
Dan, do I ship to Egypt? If you pay the shipping. Friday, I don't know about you guys, but I'm probably gonna get an extra nap or two in because I need to get my sleep in for the next day because on Saturday I will be on Spine Ticks, 11 p.m. Eastern. Now, I'm not committing to being on there. I've already told Sith, I can't do 7 hours. Newbie needs his sleep. I can't do 7 hours. I'm probably going to be hopping on for 2 to 3, maybe 3. So be on the lookout for that. Lightweight, yeah. So that's going to be a lot of fun. It's my first time. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. It's going to be a busy, busy week for us. But, yeah, guys, go show some love. As always, I always say this. Go sub everybody up. Go at everybody. You never know who's selling, buying, has information, who you're going to become friends with. Community is only as strong as it is with the people in it. So why not make it bigger? That's it for us. We'll see you Tuesday. Take care.
Bye.
Peace.